Hello Team FD and welcome back to the Football Social. The race for the top four is booting off and I've got a feeling it's going to boot off on today's show. Of course, you can follow our reactions in the studio live on Soccer AM and Football Daily's YouTube pages. I'm joined by Mr. Expressions, by Mr. Rants. This sofa, I feel like we're going to have some, it's going to be an action-packed sofa.
Boy.
Gentlemen, how are you feeling about your team's chances today? Of course, you're facing off against Wolverhampton. How are you feeling today?
Boy, you know, Nuno had a dream, but so did Martin Luther King, so it is what it is. I'm thinking maybe Trophy Mourinho can come here, do a job.
Mourinho.
Yeah, Trophy Mourinho can come here, do a job. Obviously, I know we've got nothing up top, looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin FC, but I don't know, fam. I think we can get something out of this. Like Wolves, we've played them, we've beaten them at their ground last season. They beat us at Wembley. We beat them at their ground this season. So effectively, it's their turn to win, but I'm not having it, innit? We've got a new man at the wheel, so yeah, let's get.
I like that. You've got your excuses in early doors, but you've also back to side.
No, we've got no striker.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to Mr. Rants then. How are you making? How are you sizing up your chances against Everton? A resurgent Everton under Carlo Ancelotti.
They're doing well, but I'm confident today. I'm confident. I've seen the side, and yeah, there's not much different I would have done. I'm very confident today, and people ain't heard that from me this season so far. But I don't know. I feel like today, Everton could get a real kicking.
Yeah,
so
a real kicking.
A real
nice.
kicking. I'm thinking put 3 past these. Like, obviously they got like Calvert Lingard up front, boy, dancing at the Emirates. I have to respect him for that. Everyone loves to dance at the Emirates. But do you know what I mean? I think if we keep him quiet, we're good.
The feel-good factor is back a little bit at Manchester United.
I wouldn't go that far.
Bit.
I am super pessimistic about
Okay, he's reined it in.
Right. Do you know what I mean? But I think we're gonna win today. I think we have to. If we don't win today, it's a disaster because Chelsea can't keep dropping points.
Okay, fair enough. And rounding off our trio of debutantes, it's Mr. Murray. Thank you for joining us in the studio today. Former Wolverhampton goalkeeper. What do you make of your team's chances? It's only right we give you, a couple minutes as well to.
I'm a little bit more confident. I haven't come wearing camouflage, so that I need to hide.
Why didn't he get a clap? Where was my clap?
The clap was for all of you guys. Right?
No. Let's
Rounding off our debutantes.
Can I get my own clap, please?
We'll clap you off the show.
What do you off the show?
No, look, I think what you would know is Wolves are going to play with a definite identity. Okay. They know what they're about. They know what Tottenham are going to do. Obviously, people getting their excuses in already, but Wolves will go there with a clear game plan. I agree with what Expressions is saying, that Wolves at Molineux, to be fair, the performance was there, the result wasn't there. At Wembley last season, the performance and the result was there. So I think they'll be quietly confident of the back of Europe going into this one. But it'll be a tight game. But Wolves will go with the most confidence in the last few seasons that we've ever had, because really, really doing Nuno's dream. There's a long way to go yet, but Nuno he's the man.
You can have 5 at the back. We got coaches, we got planes, we got fridges parked. Trust me, I ain't trying to concede,
A quiet confidence then from this side of the studio. And before we get onto the weekend's results, Doogie Critchley, one of our own, how can people get in touch if they want to ask these fine gentlemen some questions?
Yes, great to be back on the Football Social. Get the best of your questions in the streams of Football Daily and Soccer AM, and I'll ask the best ones to our wonderful panellists.
Lovely, jubbly. Right, let's go on to the weekend's results then. Norwich versus Leicester, not a classic, gotta say, gentlemen. Friday night football, Norwich edging them out at their stadium. On Saturday, Brighton and Crystal Palace as well playing out another attritional game. Bournemouth and Chelsea, 2-2. Alonso grabbing a point there for the visitors. Newcastle and Burnley's unbeaten run continues, but again, a lack of goals in that game. West Ham versus Southampton, perhaps not the result that we envisaged. West Ham beaten 3-1, and Watford and Liverpool, wow. What a result. We're going to touch upon that in a second after we visit the top of the table. So Liverpool's still sitting pretty, but the battle for top 4, like we mentioned at the top of this show, is heating up. Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham, Sheffield and Wolves all will think they stand a chance of securing European football. Right, let's go to the bottom. Everton slipped in to the bottom half of the table after last week's results, but they have a chance to make amends this time round against Manchester United. And like we said, Carlo Ancelotti has got his men firing. That 3 points for Norwich didn't lift them off the bottom, but it puts them in touching distance of Aston Villa, who are, of course, in today's Carabao Cup final. Bournemouth still languishing in the relegation zones despite securing a point against Chelsea. Now, Chelsea's baby side, aren't they, pretty much? Right, let's have a little chat then about Watford and Liverpool, because what a performance, not just a result, Matt, what a performance from Watford at Vicarage Road.
And I think that's it. Watford would have been happy just with the result. You know, for anybody to beat Liverpool this season is phenomenal. The numbers they're hitting. And I think Liverpool, even if you speak to the most ardent of fans, would have said that a couple of the performances maybe hadn't been there, but they'd found a way. I felt in Nigel Pearson's first game at Anfield, Watford showed, you know, they could have gone and got something there, missed a few chances, but yesterday they were clinical. So clinical. Sarr at it, game plan. And it could have been more. That's what. And I know that, you know, Lovren coming in and everything else, but taking this Liverpool team, they're going to break record after record after record. So the performance was unbelievable, and I think. And what I thought though, I know we've got Rance here, Manchester United fan, but I still felt that Liverpool showed class in defeat. Yeah. You know, they admit they were well beaten, but credit Watford, and that for all the other teams down there, that's a real blow. It's hard, but I thought to a man, Watford were bang on it.
Gentlemen, don't want to rub salt in the wound, but of course you guys have seen your team suffer results like that this season. Was it satisfying finally seeing Liverpool's unbeaten run come to an end? Expressions?
You know what, like the thing is, like, because obviously I support Tottenham and Arsenal's got the invincible thing, you'd think, oh no, you wanted Liverpool to do it and that, but for me, like, what Liverpool are doing now, it just hurts, innit? When I look at Liverpool, it hurts. Like, before, when I used to look at Man City, for me, Man City just came out of nowhere. When I was growing up in school, there weren't one Man City shirt. Do you know what I mean? They didn't used to sell them in the JD Sports in London, innit? You know what I mean? Sean Goater FC, innit? That's who they were. And obviously, they've got the money and that. So when they win stuff, it's non-existent to me. But Liverpool, I've seen, you know what I mean? They've won stuff, gone down, and now they're coming back, innit? Like, for Liverpool, I'm just grouping them with the Man Cities, boy. I just need my team to win a trophy. That's what it is.
So you obviously face them in the Champions League final. Can you believe the gulf now between the two
turned
teams?
up. It took me 36 hours on a coach to get there, you know. I didn't fly because I'm scared of flying, innit? So I caught a coach and that, 36 hours, got there, and my team turned up in the last 10 minutes of the game and had like 2 shots. You know what I mean? And that red card for Sissoko on tonight wasn't a red card, innit? VAR, it was a joke. No, it wasn't, innit? Chocolate Mousse didn't deserve that. Do you know what I mean? He did not deserve that. Like, don't get me started on that.
Talking of deserving, do you think Manchester United deserve to be where they are in the table? A lot of people think they've been a little bit unfortunate with some results along the way. Is that your opinion?
No, I think we're very grateful for where we are, because we shouldn't be
still
there.
Be in the hunt for
we've
the
been
top
playing
four.
so rubbish, we shouldn't even be in the top 4 shout. But everyone else around us has been giving us a lifeline. Look at Chelsea. They keep dying, man. So when I look at it, like even with the Liverpool result yesterday, like loads of people were happy. Like to be fair, the Arsenal fans are more happy than anything because they got something to celebrate. Do you know what I mean? They're the most shameless fan base on the planet. Do you know what I mean?
We're absolutely we're going through the fan bases.
They were like, "Where's your gold trophy?" So I just posted a picture of Ashley Cole crying walking past the Champions League because you have to. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them.
Are these the depths that Manchester United fans have to go to this season?
It's the Arsenal fans. Like literally, your team just lost to Olympiacos, and you're tweeting the fact that Liverpool lost the game when they're like 1,000,000 points away from you. For me, I would have loved. Like for me, Liverpool didn't win the league anyway. So if they won unbeaten, it would have made no difference to me. Seeing them win the league just hurts, innit? So if they won unbeaten and it means that Arsenal fans have nothing to talk about, you know what? I'd take that bullet. You know what I mean? I would have taken that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you think it shows though where all these clubs are at the minute that talking about
Scrambling
around for little bits of happiness, joy, if you like, and
but that's
it.
fine, innit? Because I mean, they've joined us. People like to say, "Oh, Tottenham ain't got no trophy. They've got nothing to talk about." I've seen the mighty fall in. Arsenal's went from the invincibles to the invisibles. You know, that's pretty much what it is. Man United were treble with it. When I'm growing up, I'm there crying, and this guy's lifting trophy after trophy. You know what I'm saying? Doing all of that, I'm not seeing trophies.
And now we're crying
and even
together.
now, I'm seeing the Audi Cup in pre-season. You know what I mean? So for me personally, like, I'm glad that these teams are falling and that, and it's more of a dogfight for us now, isn't it? That's what it is.
That's why when you look at the table though, you see Wolves up there, Sheffield United up there. That's showing you
Good
as well.
teams.
Nuno, Chris Wilder, some of the jobs they're doing. So
brilliant.
that's why we
absolutely
love
incredible.
the Prem.
Which team do we think are better equipped then to steal that 4th spot? Starting with you then, Critchley.
Well, I feel like the momentum's now probably with United. Just like since this Bruno Fernandes arrival, I feel like he's really hit the ground running. Instantly sort of improved that midfield by just so much distance. Without Pogba in that midfield, there's no sort of creativity, there's a lack of goal threat. Bruno Fernandes has just stepped in and instantly taken that team up another level. They've got momentum behind them, absolutely thrashed Club Brugge. They were quite fortunate to beat Watford 3-0 last weekend. If they get a result today against Everton, who have been pretty solid, except for those 2 losses to, I think it's only City and Arsenal they lost to since Ancelotti took over. And I can really see it being United with, especially with Chelsea's injury issues at the moment, and they're just inconsistent.
And
form.
Pogba to come back as well. So, whew.
I like
we
the
just
way
get
you lot-
past today, and it'll be all right. Another masterclass from Brunaldo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but for me,
and we'll be all right.
I don't think Leicester's made it. You lot are going to top 4 like it's only 4th position. Leicester ain't got 3rd. Like,
Leicester
they're losing
are,
games.
Leicester in free fall at the moment, aren't
Yeah.
they? Like we just touched upon that loss against Norwich, far from
3rd spot's up for grabs.
convincing.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it. It's up
Right.
for grabs. And Man
Let's-
City might not make it.
Let's move on to today's formations then, starting with Everton versus Manchester United. And it's the home side up first. That flat 4-4-2 for Carlo Ancelotti's men that's been working so well in recent weeks. Andre Gomez makes his first Premier League start after that horrific ankle injury. He was fantastic when he came on against Arsenal in the dying embers of that game. Let's hope he can have an impact today then. Moving on to Manchester United. And here we have it, that very familiar, well, increasingly familiar formation aligning up. McTominay comes back. He's a welcome return to Manchester United's ranks, with Bruno Fernandes hovering around the forwards. He's done that to great effect in recent weeks. Mason Greenwood, who was rested midweek, wasn't he playing today? Let's have a quick chat about Bruno Fernandes then, because Yugi touched upon the impact he'd made. There was a gaping hole in Manchester United's midfield in terms of creativity, obviously in the absence of Pogba prior to his arrival. And when he came in, United fans were a little bit exasperated. There wasn't many clubs competing for his signature. And what I guess I'm trying to say is he surprised you, his impact? Just how good he's been?
The only thing that I thought it might take him a little bit longer to settle.
Okay.
But I didn't doubt his quality. So it's amazing to see it. And it's just him getting the freedom further up the pitch is great. When Pogba had that freedom, it got Ole a job. When Pogba was playing at the top of the free and he was smashing goals and getting assists and that, then he got dropped back into double pivot. Then he got injured, so we just haven't had that creativity. He's got creativity and he's got legs and he's quite tenacious as well. So he's exactly what we needed. Out of all of our signings, genuinely excited about Bruno. Bruno's different.
I agree with you, Rance, because you see the stats. The stats over in Portugal were saying, "Whoa, this is a serious
they're
serious
obscene,
player."
weren't they?
Yeah, they're absolute. But you've not only got to adapt, hit the ground running in the January window, which I think is always tougher.
Yeah.
He came straight into it, all that expectation against Wolves for his debut, up against his international teammates, his peers. Everyone in that game, thought, okay, he felt his way into it, looked more effective higher up. But you not only got to adjust to football, you've got to come over, and they're still young men, and adapt to the lifestyle, everything else off the pitch. And I tell you what, he's just stepped up because he's a big club, and that badge can weigh heavy.
But he's a natural leader, though. You can tell he was the captain of Sporting Lisbon, and he's very well respected in the Portuguese dressing room as well. And he's got that about him, like he was commanding, sending players around. His first game.
And it's a team that's not flying.
Yeah,
exactly.
But to come in with that badge weighing heavy, and then he stepped up on the penalties. It looks like he can take set pieces as well.
Very good set
Get
piece
forward,
Yeah,
do
but
things.
Man United, I wish I'm to be Man United's team, like obviously him stepping in, he's playing well, innit? But the football they were playing before was sort of shocking, like so him stepping in. You're talking about the badge and that, but like I said, certain Man United fans look at the badge and think Alex Ferguson's still chewing gum up there, like, and you're winning trebles and that. Like the gum's gone, it's finished. You know what I mean? There's a new man in charge. Like you got to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? I know you're still a big football club. You're still one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You can still attract all the players and that, but don't wake up and think, oh, if I lost to a certain team, we're Man United. The football's changed. You know what I mean? Look at Wolves. Do you know what I mean? Like, you lot had Doritos on the top and that, and I haven't seen you lot in years, and now you're up here singing 5 at the back with pace and attack, like beating us week in, week out. It's mad. Do you know what I mean? Football changes, you know what I'm saying?
That's because of the recruitment, and I think that's been a question mark on Manchester United, the recruitment. But this, I feel...
You also have a very good manager.
I think he's a good signing. I think in time that will look like a bargain. And I think he's a top player, he's young, he's only getting better and better, so I've been impressed.
And we will touch upon the recruitment and the teams in just a second, Wolverhampton and Tottenham. After we hear from Ole, of course, this time last year, Manchester United were thrashed 4-0 by Everton. He won't want to relive that today, will he? There's some revenge ready to be served up. No, Rance?
Bro, I'm not trying to hear from Ole. You know what?
Well, we are. No, we're going to hear from Ole.
4, bro.
Ollie, you spoke about it in the week. How much just coming through the doors here does it bring back memories of a bad day at the office last season?
Well, we all remember that one, of course, but that was a different team, different circumstances, and now we're confident going into this game. Last year we were just thumped by Barcelona as well and dropped out of the Champions League, so I think the mental effect of that maybe was more serious than I thought.
Forgotten completely, or is it still partially motivation for today?
Big motivation, of course. That's just me. I want to see how far we've come, how far the players have come from the ones who played in that game and played today. There's not many of them, but there's still a few that they've got a point to prove.
And if you need any more motivations, does it come in the shape of the league table and some of yesterday's results?
Well, it just shows this league. It just you can't take anything for granted, and if we perform today, if we perform to our best, we've got a chance to get points, and then we're in the hunt for the 4th position.
OK, team news-wise, no Dan James. What's happened there? And a surprise with Anthony Martial starting.
Dan's just got a little knock. He'll be fine. Just rest him today. Don't take any risks. And Anthony's fine. Absolutely no problem.
All the best, Ollie.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, what do you think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's impact since that last result? Because he spoke about the players that are, still there, that aren't there. Has he shaped up the squad in a positive manner since that result? Do you agree with the way he's going about recruitment, about ushering in a new era at Manchester United?
I think that the team pretty much is picking itself at present.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And I think the form of the players is picking the team. Daniel James, yeah, he's got a knock, but he's not playing because he's not in the best of form, innit? Like, Matic has come back in, he's done a good job, deserves to be playing. Fred's been our player of the season probably since the last 3 months, so he's got to play. McTominay was playing well before he got injured, so he's kind of got to play. I think that the team's picking itself. Mason wasn't getting games now. He's getting games because Lingard, Pereira and Daniel James have been poor. I think that the team's picking itself.
Go on, man. Go on.
I'm just listening because we're the fans and obviously chatting a little bit off air. So I feel that Manchester United are in transition. I think from the outside looking in.
For the last 5-6 years, yeah.
Well, okay. but I feel that he's got Solskjaer is starting to have a few, a few windows. He's going with a younger sort of, signing younger players. Are you buying into that? Because I say about the expectations of Manchester United, are you buying into the job from that 4-0 defeat against Everton? Do you feel he's kicked them on?
I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? Because we spent, 130 million on defence and our defence still looks shaky at times. So, not really. Do you know what I mean? Daniel James signing, not for me. Bruno was it was one of them things where that didn't happen overnight. That was something that was meant to happen last season. There's talks of him going to Spurs because Poch wanted him. So hopefully we've signed him for Pochettino. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, on the subject of Pochettino and Tottenham, let's go over to their formations right now. Okay, so Hugo Lloris out with injury. So Gazaniga returns in that 4-3-3. Eric Dyer and Winks at the base of midfield. How do you feel about that? Expressions very quickly.
Yeah, we got Winks in the midfield. That's how I feel about that.
Okay. Enough said then. Bergwijn, Lucas Moura and Lo Celso. And a forward for, I imagine, that Lo Celso will be floating around as a 10, maybe with Ali Bergwijn a little bit more advanced. Lucas Moura playing down the middle with that speed, looking to cause some damage onto Wolves. And there it is. That 3-4-3 have become very accustomed to under Nuno Gomes. Traore will be looking to cause some damage in that fullback area where Tottenham have been a little bit vulnerable in weeks gone by. Diego Jota coming off the back of some fantastic form, not only domestically but in Europe as well. Matt, thoughts on that quickly?
Well, it's interesting because 3-5-2 they've been doing a little bit with Dendoncker in there, but he's taken him out and definitely that pace of Traore thinks are going to hurt this Tottenham team. The power, and then Jota, as you say, he is on flames.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit more positive there from Nuno, because it can be a 3-5-2, but he's gone 3-4-3. Let's hope you see some fireworks against Tottenham. He knows that they're there to be got at expressions.
Boy, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? It is what it. But you lot can carry on, innit? Because I believe in my team, innit? I believe in Trophy Mourinho. Like, it is what it is. Like, we're flattering to deceive up top. We're like a toupee, innit? You know what I mean? That's what it is. But I believe in the force. That's what it is. I believe Trophy Mourinho could get us over the line. I want to win. I want 3 points. I'm aiming for the top 4. I don't want to draw. I don't want to lose. I want to win, innit? Like, we've done you already at the Molineux. What's it? The Molineux? Yeah. That's it.
Golden Palace.
Golden Palace, yeah. You lot got touched like an iPad at the Golden Palace. You know, that's what happened. So hopefully now we're at the Champagne Lane.
It's the Bus Park Lane.
No, that's what it is. It's the Netflix and Chill Stadium, innit? That's what it is, now, like, you know me. The Champagne Lane will come back, innit? Mourinho, I believe in it. The Portuguese Ric Flair, boy. That's it. Let's do this.
Right, well, we can hear from your man Jose Mourinho right now. Let's have it.
Jose, no Hugo Lloris in the team today. Was that a late decision you had to make?
I didn't make. He made by himself with the medical department. Yeah, doesn't feel in conditions to play. He played a couple of matches already with a a little problem, which he was able to hide with very good performances. But this time was not possible.
Does this feel like one more test that you have to overcome? You seem to be having to overcome so many at the moment.
But that's another opportunity for Paulo to play, and is another challenge for the team. As a team, is obviously a very experienced and quality goalkeeper, a part of being one of the two captains with Harry, and of course it's a challenge. But life is made of challenges, and we know that we are going to have a fight until the end of the season to try the best possible position, and we play against a very difficult opponent, of course. But here we go.
And you said in your programme notes that it could be a defining week for your team this season. Are the players of that mind as well?
Of course the players, they know. Especially when you look to Wednesday, is a cup match, is a knockout. Not even a possibility of a second game at Norwich. So Wednesday, we are or we are not in the FA Cup. And in relation to the match today, of course, Wolves has 1 point less than us. They are in the same race as we are. So any result against Wolves can have and will have an impact in the table. So yeah, and next week is coming also, of course, a decisive Champions League match. So we are in this race, and big challenge for us and big challenge for the boys that are available.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
There you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. A big challenge today, and of course we'll be sticking with the match along as Everton, Manchester United as well. Dougie, let's get some comments from the good people at home first.
Yes, keep getting your questions in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to both channels as well. But the first one, kicking off the show, comes in from Rakesh Chowdhury, who says, will United sell Pogba this summer? We've obviously talked about Bruno Fernandes coming in. Do you think that seals Pogba's exit ban?
No. I think Pogba stays. I think Pogba stays, man.
Really?
You said that very confidently as well. Why is that?
I just feel like Pogba stays.
With all that noise from his agent, everything being said...
I'm not worried about that, because Pogba just wants the challenge, and so does his agent. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that his agent has said about the club not really moving forward, not recruiting properly and this, that and the other, I tend to agree with.
You're saying that in the summer you believe Pochettino's coming in. Is that key to Pogba staying then?
I think
if
so.
Solskjaer stays,
I think if Solskjaer stays, then Pogba leaves. But I just have a feeling that Pogba stays, man, because last season would have been the season that he left. Bro, Pogba and Bruno, we need them both in the team. People are going on like we're some small club and we can't have two world-class players in the midfield. What is this nonsense? Like, I've seen Scholes, Carrick, Keane, now, and all of a sudden we can only have one. Do you know what I mean? No way, man. Put them both in there, and teams are under pressure, I'm telling you. Like, I think it's a small club mentality to be like, oh, Bruno comes in, Pogba must go. Then bring in who? What, Grealish to replace Paul Pogba? Are you mad? You need 3 players to replace that guy. Okay. Mental.
All right, let's have a quick look at the price boost then before we pick back up on the dynamic at Manchester United. We've got Richarlison to score first, was 4-1, now 6-1. Calvert-Lewin to score anytime, who of course has been on fire lately, is now 7-4. Maguire to score ahead, he got his first the other week, didn't he? 20-1. Now Bruno Fernandes to score from outside the penalty area, was 11-1, now 14-1. Odds accurate at the time of recording and subject to change, have to be 18 plus to play along, of course. Right, now let's have some Tottenham versus Wolves specific ones. Dele Alli to score and Tottenham to win in 90 minutes. I'm sure his manager would be ecstatic with that, as his form has been a little bit inconsistent of late. We've got Diogo Jota to score. Like we said, he's been on fire recently, and Wolves to win in 90 minutes. Now 6-1. Lucas Moura to score first. Jimenez to score any time. You can see the odds on screen. I'm not going to read them all out, gentlemen. Bore you to death with the numbers. Odds accurate at the time of recording have to be 18 plus to play along. Right, we can go to live scenes in the tunnel at Goodison. There we have it. Harry Maguire. He's going to be a danger from set pieces. He's back, baby. Back with a bang. Scored ahead of the other week. How are we feeling about him in that new look defence?
He scored a chicken zinger as well in the cup. In top corner, but yeah, I like.
Against Tranmere.
Hey, listen, you're going on like centre halves or scoring zingers like that all the time. You know what I mean?
When football match, when company, like a horse riding field.
It did. When company ripped that top bins and he knew nothing about it, we ain't seen nothing like that. To be fair, Harry Maguire, I'm a fan, but I've still got my reservations. But I'm happy, innit? Like,
I think he's going to have to be on it, though. I think that with the two up top, with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, what Everton are doing, I think they'll believe and get joy. Obviously, the goal Calvert-Lewin scored from the whether it's a foul or not. Yeah, but the goal against Manchester United, whether it was a foul or not today. So set pieces.
Carlo Ancelotti was quite critical about Calvert-Lewin after the game, saying that he needs to convert more chances if he wants to be, classified as a top forward. Do we think that's harsh, or has he been of the level where he's taken to the Euros?
I think that Calvert-Lewin is a kind of striker that as a centre half, he'll make you earn your money, innit? There's certain strikers like that. Yes, maybe they're not as clinical, but he's an absolute he's just a problem. Like, he'll make you defend for 90 minutes.
He's that platform, doesn't he? Working hard. I think he's good in both boxes. Richarlison, I think, is better through around. His
aerial ability is insane, isn't it? So that's going to be a really good matchup between him and Maguire.
And I think they like to play out, so they're going to press Maguire. Lindelof, will he be up to the physical side of it? And I think, was it Burnley at Old Trafford? That did hurt him, more direct balls up.
Crystal Palace did it to us as well.
So it's going to be a good battle. And I think if Manchester United do win that battle, then they will have the quality. But Everton will want to react from that Arsenal game for sure.
Absolutely. He deserves an enormous amount of credit, Calvert-Lewin, actually, because last year, I think it was 6 goals in about 36 games. Really looked like he was sort of meandering. His career was sort of never really kicked on at Everton. But this year, 12 goals, edge of the England squad.
I think he's a shout for the Euros.
Rashford stay injured. That could well go.
Let's move on to the Tottenham game then. Tottenham versus Wolves. Live scenes from the tunnel. Expressions.
Come on, me babbies.
You've absorbed the lineup now. You turned your nose up at Harry Winks, but is the positivity coming forward? Is it coming forward?
Let's correct
You said Harry Winks is the only one who's excited
Big up
about.
Mini Esther, Harry Winkerbell, Oozing Pixie, that's captain in our team. I said he's the only one in the midfield.
Right.
I said we got 10 man playing.
Right. So when you said Winks, enough said.
I said Winks and no one else. I said we got 2 man in the midfield.
Okay, so you've got a lot of faith in Harry Winks.
Yeah, I've got that. Well, I'm going to have to as well. Eric Diazepam, you know what I mean? Not enough movement. He's too stiff. You know what I mean? Dia's done for me. You know what I mean? Diabolical performances. I'm sorry. You know what? Prove me wrong, Dia. Yeah, just prove me wrong.
He's a better centre. He's a much better centre.
Dia street, boy. That's what it is.
In a 3.
In a 3,
in a 3. But that's what I'm saying. If you could only be a centre back in a 3, that means you need support, man. You get me? Your man's on the universal credit and that. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
But that's it.
Support. So time's gone by, Matt. I mean, Wolves have struggled on this sort of occasion, this sort of platform. But now, I think you're half expecting a result, no?
This is what's shown you the journey that Nuno's taken this club on. So when I was at Wolves, we got promoted in 2003 with the Doritos kit. You know what I mean? And
That's an elite crisp, by the way.
And it's about survival. And then second spell in the Premier League was under Mick McCarthy. And again, you remember the famous going to Old Trafford, all the changes because we'd won at Tottenham, and we needed the points and everything else, and it was about staying up. Now, Wolves have showed it last season, taken seriously, a lot of respect.
100%.
Again this season, even though we lost to Liverpool performance, and double over Manchester City, all those things. So now Wolves will have that belief, they can battle, maybe get into Champions League and through the league, but also in Europa. So it's going to be tough, but Sorcerer and Apprentice, Mourinho and Nuno, you know, it's going to be very, very exciting.
Fascinating project, isn't it? And it's certainly coming to fruition. And if they can take 3 points away at Spurs at this stage of the season, when other teams are floundering around them, that would be a big statement in terms of the hunt for European football. Yeah,
it'll be a massive statement, and that's why it's also going to a stadium Wolves have never been to before. With the new Tottenham Stadium, the Wolves fans have sold it out. They're going there believing. But what you will see is a clear game plan, a clear identity. Connor Cody in the middle of that 3, the way he slides. So it'll just be interesting. I hope Tottenham have a go at Wolves because with the Jota and Traore, the counter attack, I think we'll really play into Wolves' hands.
And kick-off, we're about 10 seconds away. Of course, Matt will be keeping one eye on the nuances in Wolves' formations for you. And Mr. Rance is already engrossed in the game.
Looking nervous.
Yeah, I'm seeing RVG up there, boy, with Martial. I'm seeing that's looking like a solid 2, so yeah.
Right, OK, I'm going to come to both sides of the studio for how this plays out in the first 5 minutes. And we're going to see, who's setting the tone and how they're setting the tone. But until then, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're new to Football Daily or Soccer AM, please hit that subscribe button. Get in the comments because Doogie is going to field them out. Have you been holding on to any bangers, mate?
Yeah, there's quite a few flying in. Langley says, how bad is life without Kane and Son at Spurs? Expression.
Terrible. NHS Hotspurs. I told you, NHS Hotspurs, you know what I mean? There's too many injuries.
Okay. Better question. Do you hold the club to account for not getting that Kane replacement 100%. For the last 2
I've held
years?
the club. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Harry Kane rolls his ankle every season. Every season without fail. Them Andy Murray ankles, he rolls them. Do you know what I mean? And he's out injured. So why? Like, we had Fernando Llorente, we had him. Do you know what I'm saying? We've let him go and we've got no one. Like, why do you do that? Like, Harry Kane, obviously I understand he's Mr. Tottenham, this, that and the other. Who wants to sit on the bench when Harry Kane's at your club? But just get someone.
You could have got a Gallo, blood.
Yeah, you know them way there. We could have got him.
Would you like to see Parrott get a go?
Yes, I've been calling out for Parrott. Jose, he's not ready. Come on, if we've got no one, ready him up.
It's like he was in the studio.
Ready him up. If we've got no one, ready him up. You know what I'm saying? We've got nothing there. Like, you're going into games with no striker, you know.
Well, the thing with Harry Kane was, he was injured on the 1st of Jan. You had the whole window.
Yeah, of course we did. And we're signing all of these. We're signing midfielders. We're signing like players like CMs and wingers. And obviously, I didn't expect Son to get injured. So when we signed Bergwijn, I was like, why are we signing another winger for? Now Son's injured. I'm glad we signed Bergwijn.
If you see Manchester United had to take a Gallo, no disrespect to him, but he's been playing in China.
Right, both games underway. Sorry, Matt.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, so is that shown you, though, it's difficult to get strikers, you know, but maybe that is the case. But I know what you're saying, that the recruitment, but it is hard because people think if Kane is there, but with the January window being injured so early, they would have still got.
Man could have just bought Jermaine Defoe from Rangers or something.
I could have gone back.
I think Rangers would have sent him back.
I would have gone and got.
Oh yeah, what is it?
I would have done a cheeky one and tried to get Giroud, mate. You know what I mean? He's not playing at Chelsea. You know what I mean?
It wasn't at least in January.
And he wanted to stay in London, so if I was Tottenham, I would have gone for him. I would have loved to take him at United, to be honest, to do a job to hold him.
Go!
Oh my God! Come on!
Okay,
so Originals FC, the Toffees, man.
Rance is going to break this down for you in a second, but we've just seen a goal at Goodison. It's the home side, it's Everton. We've looked up at the screen to see David De Gea rolling his eyes. So has something happened?
I think it's onto the horror show.
David De Howler, mate. That's what it is.
Dear. Rance,
David De Howler.
we see the replay. Take us through it.
That must be his third or fourth of the year.
That's why you chase everything down.
Bruv, this is why we get Henderson back immediately and get rid of this guy, bruv. I've had enough.
I love that. We're 3 minutes into the game and De Gea is gone.
Get rid of him. David De Howler.
Oh, no. Okay,
Get
Rance,
rid
what's
of him.
happened?
Get rid
Break
of him.
it down for us.
Get rid of him. He's got no feet. I told him. I don't even know. And I'm saying there's a geezer called Oscar, yeah, with no feet, and that's.
Want to know
We
what
got Pistorius in goal, bruv. That's what it is, bruv. No feet, bruv. He can't play.
David De Gea has gone to clear it. He's been pressed, like Matt said, by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's always a very willing presser, isn't he? And it's paid dividends this time round.
Is a joker. He's got no feet. He's got no feet. No feet. We need to bring Henderson back, man.
Yeah, but I think David De Gea is obviously he had been your player of the year for many times.
Yeah, but his best days are behind him.
It took too long. But you could see the way he's getting close. He's got to try and hit it out to the right channel more. But look at him in again.
Oh yeah. Him for 300 grand a week, I said sell him. And you know what, yeah? Look at that. He's got no feet, mate. And United are trying to play out from the back. And also with the new rules where the centre-backs can stand in the box now from kickoffs and that, we're trying to play it out. De Gea ain't got feet to play that game. He's a shot stopper and that's it. And you've seen what he's done there.
Well, there's another fan. That's a top save, though.
It's all right. Do you know what I mean? But he's sliced that. Do you know what I mean?
Come on.
We'll come to you expressions in 2 minutes. Let's stick with the whole David De Gea.
Look at that. Nice
scenario.
That's Virgin Active. That's what that is. Got Brian Habana there. I'm telling you, he's an absolute unit.
So, like Matt said, great save. Everton corner. So you're saying Henderson back already?
Yeah.
And I'm getting.
Henderson back.
In terms of shots that De Gea should save, yeah, him and the Arsenal goalkeeper are top for unforced errors in the league. De Gea's past his best, mate. He's past his best. The numbers don't lie, mate.
Yeah, okay. He's on 300 grand a week, though, De Gea.
Yeah.
What are you going to want? 40, 50 million for him?
Yes.
Okay, so I know Henderson's been fantastic at Sheffield United, but still, I believe he's a good goalkeeper and I think he'll play for England. But I still think that he's just got to do better than that.
I think we've got the best number two probably in football, mate. And he's happy to be the number two. He's only 29.
Fast football.
I'd cash in on De Gea, mate.
Well, we said there'd be fireworks on today's show. We've had a goal in the opening 3 minutes. Grants wants De Gea sold. Matt Murray's put a £50 million valuation on him. It's all kicking off on the Football Social. Get your comments, get your questions to us, and Doogie will get them asked in just a moment. Give us a rundown of the first 5 minutes at Spurs and expressions, because we've been sticking with Manchester United. How's it been? How's it been looking at the moment?
Lloyd Banks, look at that light, Lucas more rapid. You skinned 2 man, boy. You might as well have been in the phone box. Like, these men had no chance. Come on, Fred. He's excited, but this is the football that I like to see. Oh! Yeah, this is the football that I like to see.
What an effort.
I like to see us come out and play football, not just come out and just be passing side to side.
Okay, good stuff. So Tottenham really taking it to Wolverhampton at the Tottenham Stadium, and United apparently hit the bar, Doogie.
Nemanja Matic and Matic curling effort hit the top of the bar. It was a great shot from him. But United looking to find a way back into this game after another horror show from De Gea. It's been since the World Cup, really. It's been a long time now with De Gea not being at his best.
He's done. I'm sorry. Like, it's one of them ones. He's past his best. He's still a good shot stopper.
Such a good effort.
He's still a good shot stopper, but for me, the way the game's evolved, De Gea's not good enough on the ground anymore.
That was always going on.
Okay, well, do you agree with Rance? Let us know in the comments.
Lindelof, don't foul him.
We'll run a poll on David De Gea at half-time. Is he... It's end-to-end stuff in both games, and Everton almost in again there, Matt. What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what, the tempo of both these games is absolutely, starting at blistering pace. Everton, we wondered how they approach it, but they've got the early goal, had the other chance with Richarlison, they've come out of the traps fast. You imagine with Goodison as well up behind them, he's going to be right in there. But it's a clear, every time it's Lindelof, isn't it, who they're sort of isolating a little. But they're getting so many bodies joining in play. That, I think, was that Walcott, was it? Who was that?
It was Leo, man.
Yeah, so they're joining in. But really good play from Richarlison as well. So Manchester United having to weather a little bit of storm. Obviously, they've hit the bar, but that is a great game. And here, Wolves now with on the attack. This is hard to watch.
This is the football social, man.
Soccer Saturday, we only watch one. But you make Phil Thompson shout, look, amateur, you're scared.
Give it.
Lovely, Bruno.
But as Matt was saying there, it's Lindelof's not a really slow player, but the pace of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin is making him look like he's running in treacle at the moment. They're targeting him.
But literally, between him and Harry Maguire, they look like they're towing caravans, bruv. You can't have 2 centre-halves that ain't got pace, mate.
But that was a very timely interception by Harry Maguire.
No, but that's what he does. He likes to nick the ball.
Come on, Ali. Come on, Ali. What?
People look at Harry Maguire because of his size and think that he's a physical player, but he's not. He likes to try and step in and read the game and stuff like that, and you need someone that's combative and physical next to him. Someone like Eric Bailly. Him and Lindelof don't complement each other. You know what I mean? They don't do it for me.
Yeah,
I don't like them together.
Great to see Eric Bailly back in recent weeks. Expressions, you thought that Dele Alli was in there. What happened?
That ain't a handball.
I think it's a little push in the back. I felt it just eased Connor Cody. By the way,
you man are soft, bruv, if that's a push in the back. Andrex Toilet Roll FC, bruv. You lot are soft. 2 shell, 5 ply. You know what I mean? This is football.
Connor Cody is my favourite person in football, so you can't say anything negative about him.
Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Have you seen the size of Matt?
I have.
I'd take that advice.
I took that advice. Why do you think I'd be quiet?
You know what was interesting, though? That was Dele Alli running on, wasn't it? And I think he's at his most effective.
Ooh. I need Traore shooting like he's cross-eyed.
Yeah, but didn't he score against you?
And what a rocket that was.
Yes.
The man, bruv, he stopped the ball. He was dribbling, he stopped the ball and shot it. And
and that's from exactly the same area there. And you can just see that the Tottenham players were worried about confronting him because he knocks it past you and goes. And we talk about improved players. He is one of the most improved players.
I met him at the FIFA Awards, and I told him, boy, he's Ramadan fast. You know them way there, that's what it is. Hella fast. And this guy.
And do we think that, that is an area of vulnerability for Tottenham? Ben Davies down that left-hand side, or down the right.
Lovely.
Yeah, our wing-backs, you know what I mean? Our wing-backs, they get exposed in at page 3, the sun. It happens game after game. So, I think the pace is what we struggle with, you know what I mean? Traore is going to be a big threat to us.
Hold on, we've just had a clap from Rance there. Is that a little bit of positivity creeping through? He's starting to put together some moves?
Yeah, we're starting to see little things. There's not really any patterns, but I don't know, we're starting to settle into the game a little bit, but I'm still fuming with that De Gea. I'm fuming with that. You put your team on the back foot straight away, do you know what I mean, by doing that. And he had 2 players outside him as well. It's not like he had to go for that.
There's so much time.
But that's what I mean.
We're playing 3 at the back now.
And he has been world class for you at times, but at the moment, what we always used to say, our coach used to say, in all my years, I've never seen ball go through bone.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could see he was closing down at that angle. He had all that space. Rance is saying to the right. It was a very strange decision because he took so long.
For me, him being our player of the year was a reflection on how poor we were. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to how good he is.
But
because
if
for
he
me,
was at
goalkeepers
those
should never
levels
win
again, you would probably be in that top 4 spot.
Oh,
if he was at those
absolutely.
levels.
But as I said, unforced errors, yeah, he's up there. He's one of the top in the league, man. And then Henderson was got the clean sheet record at Sheffield United, who probably defend more than us. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with De Gea, man. I'm done with him.
As a keeper, how difficult is it to come back from a mistake like that?
Oh, and that's where the best ones do. Because I think Lloris has had wobbles sometimes to top.
And again, Matic.
Strike it again. But that's and that's how you have to react. So he did react quickly, didn't he? With a save down to his left. But Everton will press him. But there's nothing worse when you set up your game plan. Manchester United will say, Goodison Park's going to be out. Start well, contain and weather the storm. And like Rancy says,
no game plan can prepare you.
But that's a sign of a good goalkeeper is how you react from an early mistake.
You can't prepare your team for when your goalkeeper does something like that in the team talk. Do you know what I mean? What do you say before a game and then that happens? What can you do?
Well, Rance, here's something to consolidate your opinion on matters then, because no player since the start of last season has made more errors leading to goals in the Premier League than David De Gea.
Told you.
Serious?
Bro, listen, yeah.
Not even Bernd Leno. Double check.
Yeah. Trust me.
Double check.
Trust me, I know. I know my stats. No, Leno was drawing with De Gea, but De Gea's gone clear of him now, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And the Matic couldn't hit water if he fell out of the Titanic, and now he's just had 2 good shots.
He's had your best chances, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where he got his shooting boots from.
Matic scored a good goal against, was it Man City?
Was it against Tottenham in the final?
For Chelsea.
Yeah.
For Chelsea.
I remember that. I celebrated that.
I was there, but crying.
Well, Manchester United have looked promising since, put together a couple of attacks, like you've said. So let's hope they get back into the game pretty quickly so it keeps that race for the top 4, at least today, looking pretty tasty. Anything that suggests Spurs are going to take the lead anytime soon?
VAR.
To be fair.
VAR. Come on, have a look at this.
This is what we want. We'll look at.
Have a look at this. Have a look at this VAR.
We'll come back to you in just a second.
We're gonna have to, but I'm in trouble, bruv. Oh my days, bruv.
So
yes, clear it up.
Why are you calling for
That's 2 hands on there, ref.
Why are you calling for VAR then, Rance?
Richarlison with the little hands. Oh, I think he might have given a foul, luckily, yeah, because I hit both his hands, yeah.
Okay. All right, Doogie, let's take a breath then. Do we have any comments that you want to throw out to the
everyone's
guys?
been enjoying the energy so far on the stream, and Joshua Tracy has got another question. He says, ask Rance what he thinks is the most important position for United to invest in this
Right
summer.
side, right wing, 100%. Get Jadon Sancho. I don't care. Offer him whatever you want.
Well, going back to what you said earlier, does Jadon Sancho go to a club where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the manager?
Honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't. But scratch that. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need him, innit? We need him.
What keeper did?
And I think Jadon's young enough that he can come into United and say, you know what, I'll give it 3 years, and if they're rubbish, I will leave. Because he's only 19.
Yeah. And
he's not at an age where he has to be, like, you know what I mean, hit the ground running right now and have to be playing Champions League football. If he was 24, he probably doesn't come. But I think his age is the reason why we could get
and I only say that because there is an air of uncertainty around him. Like you said, Pochettino might be available. Any player looking to go to Manchester United would surely have one eye on that at the moment. So it will be interesting to see where he goes. You think Jadon Sancho. Matt, what are you saying on matters?
I'm just looking there, and when I saw Gazaniga come in for spells, I liked him. But when he gets but now he's not taking opportunities, and he's put his team under pressure here. He's clipped a ball into midfield, ended up with a shot, drop in, then to Jota. And that went behind for a corner. So Gazaniga just looks a bit nervous.
Come on, Iceberg.
Don't worry, we're going to get ours. Look, watch the recovery runs. Don't worry about
There we go.
Behind the goal, but I can't believe how open this is. It's stretched.
Yeah,
and I think this will play into Wolves' hands.
Yeah.
With Jota and Traore, really well.
Yeah.
Come on, split man.
There we have it.
We did it, blood! Are you mad, fam? Portuguese.
Wow. And I was just going to say, though, I didn't want Tottenham to score because if they got something to protect.
Like Matt said, extremely open.
But that's why you need Dele Alli in there.
No VAR. VAR, my lord. Jeez. 1-0.
If this is offside now,
If
this is offside, this might be one of the best clips on the football.
No. Mane's hairline's offside. That was onside.
Okay.
The football social's never
How
seen
many
that.
bodies did you have in the box there? How many bodies did you have in the box? That was brilliant.
That's what I'm talking about. Champagne football. We were oozing sauce. Look at that.
I mean, like you said, Matt, 1 minute before that goal went in, extremely open game, perhaps a little bit more open than Manchester United versus Everton, where Manchester United are on top a little bit. Any defensive errors you can see there, or is it just a little bit fortunate the way it fell to Bergwijn?
I think, as you say, because it's open, we committed bodies forward, Wolves. And Tottenham with real pace. So when you counter-attack, you say nothing to slow it down, and the pace was there. People get in. To be fair to, I thought the run of, someone got across the front. And then obviously the save from Patricio is brilliant, but because Bergwijn's onto the pieces. So sometimes you have to credit the bravery of Tottenham getting all the players into the area. So it was classic counter-attack play, but the bit that will concern me now for Wolves is Tottenham getting the first goal. Looking very, very smug over there.
Wolves have to come out and play now.
Because the Mourinho team is one of the best for me sitting in and taking. So I'm disappointed to go behind, but wow. I don't know, but that's some celebration there.
That was a massive.
Come on,
Damn, Tony.
I mean, we've got
That's
two.
right, we're on.
We've got
like
two teams.
Great
here.
one, Mason.
What's happening over at Goodison then, man?
Sure.
That was a great near post run from Mason Greenwood. His movement's different gravy, to be fair. Different gravy. Unlucky, man. But now we've looked a better team. But again, you can't legislate for them kind of errors. You know what I mean? The Hey Out agenda is going to be on for the rest of the game. I'm sorry, I'm fuming, mate.
Chris, can we just look at the stats of Wolves coming from behind?
Yeah, from behind. That'd be interesting.
I'm sure they're one of the best records.
We can get the.
Well, while you're Googling that, I'll watch my team play champagne football. You know them way there,
It's the yellow card for inciting the crowd as well. Over celebrating my technical area.
What are you talking about?
Encroachment and that,
Expressions. You might be the first person to be sin-binned on the football.
Sin bin?
Did you see Brewster yesterday? Brewster scored for Swansea and he celebrated, and then he went again and he got a yellow. I think he's from.
What, Brewster, the guy that was meant to be better than Greenwood and got loaned out?
Oh,
he's decent.
Brewster, the guy with the Champions League medal.
That didn't play and he brings it to the Barbers.
Yeah.
No, he's a good player.
I found it here. Wolves have the best comeback record in the Premier League, winning 18 points from losing positions.
Come on, Lightning.
So you got to keep one eye on it.
Who scored the first goal at Wembley? Who scored the first goal at Wembley last season?
Look at you lot asking me all these questions. Watch this.
Let's stick with Mason Greenwood just for a second, because you spoke about how you think Henderson should replace David De Gea.
Yeah.
Lukaku was sold. That was a very bold move by the club. Proven goal scorer, obviously killing it in Serie A at the moment.
Yeah, he wanted to leave.
Do you think it was the right decision?
Yeah, he wanted to leave.
Power of hindsight.
He wanted to leave. So, like, when a player really doesn't want to be there, and he really didn't want to be there, and also he wasn't doing great. The way we were playing didn't really suit him. Do you know what I mean? So I think it was best for all parties, especially the money he was on, and that, to let him go.
Okay, a bit of a marriage of convenience then, him going into.
And he's doing well, so you can't turn around and say anything to him. He's probably going to top score that league.
So with Henderson, though, you're good enough, you're old enough. So a little bit like you're saying with Sancho, even if he went in and had a little bit of time to find his feet, you're looking at the bigger picture maybe.
Yeah, I have to look at United for the future. And that's why I think we need to change the manager, because I think if Poch is available, you know, if you give Pochettino 3 years, what you get at Tottenham, what you get at Southampton. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, he's proven. If you're thinking about the future and United getting to the top again, you have to pull the gun and bring him in no matter what happens. You know what I mean? Like, even if we win the Europa League and we get Champions League, you still got to bring him in.
I cannot believe this, blood. We're in control like Janet Jackson, fam. I can't believe this. Nah, listen, I didn't believe this. Listen, yo, we're playing some good football,
Yeah,
bro.
but this is
you out and then just hit
don't
sucker
concede
punch,
again. We're 1-0 down. We're getting a bit caught into, like, it's a bit of a toe-for-toe battle. Just get back into your shape. Wolves are very, very good out possession. Just controlling, sliding, try and stem this momentum. The expression's over there, he's feeling it. He's even know there's a second goal coming here.
Bro, listen.
Yeah, no, you know that.
You know what it is, yeah? Even if you lot score now, the football that we're playing, I think we can score again. It's open, you know?
Yeah, you're dominating
Technical
it.
football. This is where it's open, fam.
So Wolves need to take the sting out of it. And that's what they're doing. You see now, even though we're trailing, Wolves are just playing a low block and just sliding and controlling.
So you think that Nuno's going to be patient, not going to react to going behind early doors? Because, of course, Spurs matching up, formationally speaking, with Wolves. You've got 3 at the front, 3 at the back. Do you think he's going to try and make this game a little bit wider, perhaps?
What I think is that Wolves know, as we just said there, they've got a belief that they can come back into games. They've done it before against the best. They've done it. They've trailed. So what's happened is their game plan had gone a bit there. They were playing Tottenham were at them. They were like, whoa, we're on the ropes here. Yeah. So he's just got the signal on the pitch, and maybe the likes of Martino, just in there, very experienced, have just said, get back into it. and then we'll feel our way back into it, and we've got the players to get into it. So I don't think that they're going to go too expansive at the moment. I think they're just going to try and contain Tottenham because they can see the second could be dangerous.
Yeah,
in every interview I see with Conor Cody, he's always insistent that they believe in the way they play, and obviously you will know inside that changing room better than anyone.
Codes is fantastic, and you're looking at Tottenham. They've lost a few players through injury. Most of the time, I know Johnny Otto's injured today, but that's an impact injury. Most of the Wolves players are always available, and that's so the players buy into the recovery, they buy into the training, they buy into the match play, and they don't panic. They'll say just stick with it, and that's what it is. There's a clear game plan. You will always see an identity of Wolves and what they're looking to do. Tottenham have started very well. And do look good, but there'll be a belief that they can get back into the game.
Backed up by the stat that they are so good at coming from behind. Okay, let's see if that belief serves Wolves well as they trail at the Tottenham Stadium. What's been going on in the last 2 or 3 minutes then at Goodison? Because every time I look up at the screen, Rance, it's all Manchester United.
It is. We got over 60% possession. In terms of territory, we're not really forcing them that far back. We're having a lot of the ball in this kind of area here and then going backwards. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's going on at the moment. Again, gone backwards. We're doing a lot of that.
Is it meaningless possession, or are you building genuinely good moves?
I wouldn't say it's meaningless, but it doesn't look threatening, unfortunately. Okay. And that's been something that we've been doing all season. Like, we've been having a lot of possession against teams, but when you look at the territory, I think, what was the last game? The Watford game. Even though we had 60% possession, they actually had 55% of the territory, so they were actually looking more dangerous than us and probably should have been 2-0 up before.
Well, the VAR goal as well, even to equalise, there was a big moment, changed the momentum. But again, I think that this is why that early goal that Manchester United conceded has played into Everton's hands, because they'll want to frustrate, contain. But we've seen a couple of times when they've turned Manchester United quickly, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin look a real threat. Yeah.
It's on for them, absolutely. They've got pace up front and they've got physicality in Calvert-Lewin. And Maguire and Lindelof don't like running towards their own goal. So I'm genuinely I'm not feeling good right now. Can't lie.
What did you make of that £80 million bid for Richarlison by Barcelona?
I thought it was pretty random, but then they have ended up signing Martin.
They wanted him
Braithwaite,
before, though. This isn't the first time they've tried to buy him.
But it's the sort of money that, for me, you have to accept if you're Everton. I know that he's probably their outstanding player, but you're not going to get £80 million for a player like Richarlison ever again, and turning a £30 million profit on a year or 18 months of football is incredible.
But going to a new stadium that late in the window, do you think that was part of it? It was quite late in the window, wasn't it?
It was very late in the window, but I still feel like that could have sorted out. They could have bought 2 players to replace Richarlison, because yes, he looks very impressive, but
we don't know that Richarlison wanted to go. Because maybe Richarlison said, "I'm not interested, mate."
Barcelona, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
South American lads.
Yeah, but the thing is, think about it this way. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's sulking, innit?
So he's reacted great.
So for 80 million. That kind of tells me that he wasn't really banging on the door saying, "Let me go." Because if he was, he'd take the 80 million.
Barcelona aren't as attractive a prospect now under Setien as they've been in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, man.
Under previous managers.
Ronaldo left. No one watches El Clasico anymore, mate. It's done. You know what I mean?
I think there might have been a little handshake to say, "Look, get your head down to the summer, and we'll work on it. Give us a little bit more time."
They're not getting 80 million in the summer.
You're not. I think
in the summer, nah, no way. It was 80 million because it was Jan. You know what I mean? I reckon in the summer you'll get.
So desperate.
Yeah, in the summer.
Barcelona were asking everyone for everyone.
Barcelona are not coming back in for Richarlison, in the summer when they can sign anyone they want.
Make a challenge.
I just think because Ancelotti's at the helm,
look at the amount of space they got.
To keep him more focused.
So you think the Ancelotti factor was a reason of him staying?
It has to be, yeah. A manager like that, if he sits you down, you listen. You know what I mean? Don Carlo, man, I'm telling you, he's one of the best managers in the league.
He's up there.
We should get him in the studio.
That'd be amazing.
Quieten things down.
That'd be amazing.
But that's good play again from Traore. You can see just the Wolves there having a little sniff, and Jota, who's hit nearly everything on target the last couple of weeks, he's just played that over. But I don't like his finger expressions, but it's good to see still that they showed Traore outside. There was a lot of white shirts there, and when he went to Jota, there was people closing him.
Bro, you lot are making there's a lot.
Look at that touch!
Was that Moura?
Yeah, see, you don't mind say Aaron Lennon from the favelas. None of that. He's protectors, blood. That's what I'm talking about.
Where's his best position? Sorry.
Wide right, probably, innit?
Morris. Yeah. Wide right. He's not a false nine, really, innit? You know what I mean? But he's got some leaping ability. He's lost the yard in pace, but he's got some leaping ability, like, you know what I mean? I'm talking basketball levels, like, you know what I mean? We're doing long balls, we're playing long ball football, like, because Mourinho loves that. We ain't got Harry Kane. You see more a jump, you know what I mean? Whoosh.
Salmon on a trampoline,
His best game for Spurs was away at Ajax last year when he got that. And he was playing as a 9 then, so I feel like when there's so many injuries.
No, but you know
it's
what?
Not a bad option to play him as a 9 with like a physical guy like Dele Alli, you know, winning headers.
Oh my lord, 100%.
We talk about Jose Mourinho's pragmatic football, but in this game, 76% possession. They've been very composed. Have you been surprised by the performance so far?
Very surprised. We've actually showed up to play football. You know what I mean? Like, the whistle's blown. What was that, Eric Dyer? Oh my word. The whistle's blown and, like, they've actually woken up. They've realised it's not a snooze. Like, more time when the whistle blows, they're on snooze, innit? You know what I mean? They don't want to wake up and play.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, because I commentated in the studio for Sky on the Norwich game. And it was nowhere near this sort of tempo or intensity of how they played. So
yes.
That's why I was confident. And other games that Wolves have played, other games I've seen at Tottenham, I can't believe that how Tottenham are playing. The way you started in Champions League the other day, you got blown away. If you started like this,
that pathetic performance against Chelsea as well.
It
was like really weak.
100%.
And it feels like ever since that Son injury, Spurs have just been a bit of like mourning.
Just lie down. Blow the whistle, lie down. That's what
I don't feel like Mourinho's helps out either, being like we're
what we meant to do kind of thing.
Can't wait for the summer. Like, what does that make the players that are fit and available?
But that's why I wanted him out when he was at our club. Where he was like, oh yeah, we need a centre back. I was like, mate, you've already bought 2. Do you know what I mean? You're complaining you need another centre back. How about you just buy a better player?
There's always some excuse that's out of his hands.
That was a foul.
Absolutely.
I'm not even going to lie. That was a foul.
It doesn't offer confidence to the players that you have when you're writing them off before a game. Do you know what I mean?
And criticising them publicly in the press. He did it a lot with Luke Shaw. He started doing it with Ndombele.
Yeah.
Do you think we're seeing the return of the special one as opposed to the humble one then, Doogie? Is he receded into old ways?
I feel like I don't think he's changed for the last 3 or 4 years.
This is third season Mourinho.
I feel like they'll probably be improved next year as they are this year. But I can't see Levy's business plan, matching up with Mourinho's spending ideas. Because every single summer he's been to in his first window, at Real Madrid it was Ozil, Khedira, Di Maria came at United it was like Ibra,
he averages
Pogba,
4
Bailly.
signings in his first season.
Yeah, and I just don't know whether Spurs are going to have the financial, clout to be able to match his expectations, and that's when issues happen. Because he was pretty happy at United until they didn't buy that centre back.
We're probably happy to curb his expectations. I don't think any club bigger than Spurs were coming in for him. Just to interject very quickly in this game, Sidibe coming on there for Coleman. That was a forced substitution due to an injury. So let's see how that plays out. Sidibe a little bit more attack-minded than Seamus Coleman.
And under pressure off that Aubameyang error.
And it's actually fluctuated between playing well and like you said, having a couple of howlers.
Yeah, there's a player in there, isn't there?
For sure. So confirmation of that on screen right now. And it's a little bit more subdued in the studio than it was 10 minutes ago. Thank goodness. Because we couldn't keep up, could we? So what's happening with Everton, Manchester United then? Is it still very much the same as it was 10 minutes ago? Manchester in control?
Everton have dropped 10 yards and United struggle breaking teams down when they sit back. So we're... it's not looking great, man, to be honest. The worst thing you could have done...
I ain't got your celebration.
Right on cue. Right, the floor is yours, man.
I'm going to be humble like Matt Doherty.
Bro, you're wearing an inner shirt. Like, sit down.
You did cheer. Come on,
I'm on Team Wolves.
Have it.
I mean, we can suffer together, bro.
Super Matt, that's all I know. Super Matt Doherty.
What do you mean? I ain't losing. I'm drawing.
Not yet.
You're going to lose. What are you doing?
Classic wing blade. But look at Davis. Shoulders closed. And Matt Doherty sees his number, and that's why Davis got his hands on his knees.
You did not want to give
Wolves
that
one wing back, Vinagre, going down.
Who's a player.
And I still think, is that, who's the...
Look at that. Wolves will win this now.
Who's your Aurier, is that, the full wing back? He's got to try harder there to stop the cross. He's got to. And then it's a little bit of fortune. It's unlucky Tanganga.
A little bit.
But Matt Doherty, again, he's been to League One with Wolves, mate. He's been to League One. Mick McCarthy
Look at the amount of time
got
he's
him to play against us in a pre-season game.
Could have gelled his hair, fam. And then
pre-season game for an Irish team. Came over, been on loan, everything else. He's one of the most improved players. When we talk about coaches making people better, the player has to want it because he's got fitter, sharper, stronger. But one of the best things that happened to him was going down to League One, coming back through, and it's only him and Conor Cody, the old guard, still with the team, and he's top draw, not been replaced with all the spending.
Great
deserved
ball,
that
Aaron.
goal. But that was Wolves managing the game.
And subsequently, most goals by any Premier League defender since the start of last season, which is a pretty incredible record given how attack-minded fullbacks now are in the Premier League.
You can
and
hear
look
them,
at the
bro.
desire there from Doherty to be the last, to be the most advanced player.
But when,
in Wolverhampton's
when
team.
you speak to him, I said to him, Doc, you get so many chances. You had a chance against you in the FA Cup and he headed it wide. And he was gutted that he didn't score. And you speak to Doc about it. I said, what is it with that? Do you work out in training? He said, you do it in training, the patterns. He said, but you just get that
feeling.
That feeling,
Okay.
that instinct to think, something's going to come here. This is a time and get into a spot. And it's no coincidence that he scored so many goals.
He's made a habit of arriving late in the box.
You make your own luck,
hasn't
man.
he?
Lampard used to do it. Lundberg used to do it. You just get in the areas.
Look at who's in there.
Like we said at the start of the show, end to end at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Dele Alli nearly stuck in their expressions.
There's more going on
like
there.
Giovanni Lo Sorsi, you know what I mean, with a nice little floated ball over the top. Then Edgar Davids with a header across. And
Oh, come on, Brunaldo, mate.
Wow.
Here we go.
Well, hold that thought, expressions. Bruno Fernandes has brought Manchester United back into it. Listen.
Hey, welcome to the good show. You've been in the gym, lad.
That's cool. I got a
Welcome
fight
to
on
the
Sunday.
show as well. Manchester United finally doing something of note. Break that goal down for us.
Chicken zinger, innit? That's what it was. Look at this.
Sidibe is that.
Trust me, extra cheese on this. Boom.
Get
wow.
out.
Pickford, no, man.
Pickford
No.
do better.
I told you, man, that T-Rex Pickford anyway.
We'll come to Matt
Man, like
afterwards.
two Pickford, boy, with them little arms. That's what it is.
We'll come to Matt afterwards for should Pickford have done better. But what was the build-up like?
Chicken zinger. That's what that
He's
is.
got to save that.
Yeah,
He has to save that, but that's what I mean. That's why Henderson's got to be the number one. And I
How
told
with his
man already at the
dinosaur arms? How did he
Euro.
not reach that?
I told man T-Rex tooth Pickford,
But-
boy.
That's why his odds were there for outside the box. He's not scared to shoot.
He's not scared to
but
pull the
Everton
trigger.
will be really disappointed because they played out from the back. I think it was Sidibe's ball in, but then you've latched
More
onto
with
it.
the lead, but no, he ain't gonna catch it.
Southgate's there as well. You got to play Henderson in the Euros.
He will
mate.
be. He'll still be England's number one.
Pickford's done,
but
man.
he will. He's got. I believe if you're going to be that top level, he'll be disappointed he didn't save that. It's a good yard. It has put his zing on it, as you would say. It started outside, but he's finished off a good yard and a half.
Yeah. It's not
Let's
good
be
enough.
honest, Doogie. Your initial thought was he should be.
It's not good. It's not good enough. That reminded me of the Rooney goal at Anfield as well. Like when he hit it.
Excited there at all?
No,
No. He saw that man all the way. That's just poor.
He hasn't got the push. He hasn't got the step on the push.
Yeah.
So he's got to step and push and then end up shooting the one hand. It's swerved and it's dipped on him. Don't take anything away from Fernandes again. You know, expressions you were raving about him, you can see why. He's been excellent.
Brunaldo, man, I'm telling you, shoot on sight.
Very on brand as well, bringing the price boost into it. That was very impressive. I love that. He's rounded that off nicely. So there we have it. One apiece in both games. It's all heating
Look
up.
at the space, Ore, what are
And
you
if you've got any
doing?
questions, please
Spread
get them
out.
to us in the
Spread
comments
out.
below. If you can hear me over
Ore's
expressions, that is.
clueless, bruv.
Do
He's
you?
clueless, fam. I don't understand.
I'm going to come to you in a minute, dude. Give some questions. What's happening in expressions?
Ore, bruv. Oh, bro, he's shocking, fam. He's the Ivorian Ronald McDonald, bruv. Like, what is he doing? He's just out there on the right wing. Like, he just lost his head. You lot are supposed to be Wolves, Ned Stark FC, fam. You man are supposed to lose your heads, not us, fam. What is he doing? Like, he was at fault for the first goal as well. Even the first goal. You know what I mean? No effort. They're supposed to run the man down the line. You're a right back. Throw yourself at it. Throw everything at it. You know what I mean? You just let him go past you. The ball goes across. And then they score. And now we're just under siege, fam. That's it. You know what I mean?
Under siege. There we were praising Tottenham for their composure 5 minutes ago, but like Matt Murray said, they've stuck to their guns. Wolves, they have a belief in the way they play, and they've worked their way firmly back into this game, courtesy of that Matt Doherty goal. There's a temporary stoppage at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But again, Manchester United building up with a little bit of impetus, maybe?
Yeah, I'm liking it, man. I'm liking Mason in there as well. Like, he's dropping in, showing for the ball, playing it off. That's what I was getting frustrated with James. Like, he likes to go down the line. He likes to run in straight lines. Mason showing. And I just like the interchange with the front players at the moment, man. It's starting to look good. I'm very happy. Look at this. Boom.
It is, but look
It's
at that.
straight at the keeper, to be fair.
The build to that's shocking from Everton.
Certain moments, because Coleman went off injured, and it was Sidibe when we talked about it. It was his ball inside that just missed out.
Look at that. I told you. The hair's up there, man. I'm telling you.
I think that's harsh saying it's an error leading to a goal from Pickford.
That's not an error, yeah.
Look, he's joint with Leno was up there, bro.
Yeah, him and Leno were joint, but I don't think
if you're saying that's an error,
that's not an error. That's just.
I think that's
I
really
don't think
harsh.
that's an error.
I think it's one way. Look, we've all been beaten and gone. I think they should do better.
Well,
and if you're going to win the World Cup with England, okay, so I'm saying, would Alisson save that for Brazil?
I think people are a little bit mystified by the routine there, more so than the
I think
shot
if the
going
striker
in,
hits
but-
the target, I wouldn't really say it's an error unless you catch it and then it rolls through your legs or something like that. To me, that's not an error. He just should do better there. De Gea's was an absolute howler. He should get 2 for that.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Bit strange with Holgate standing next to him, obviously, to try and change the angle. But yeah, we're not seeing elite goalkeeping perhaps in these 2 fixtures.
No, we're not.
To put it. What are you shouting about, mate?
Should have got a foul, and now look, they're on the attack. Yes, Dyer. See, the fridge has got the wheels today. He's got the wheels on.
Do you feel Wolves are setting traps for you here?
Yes,
I do. I think Wolves are going to score again, mate.
100%.
And there's little sides.
Because they know, because what it is, is like if they keep attacking us and that, they know we're going to shut down, but they don't want us to shut down, innit? They want us to keep playing this open football.
Yeah, and just
But
look
for me,
like-
I don't want us to shut down.
And there's little triggers, aren't there? And then suddenly, bang, they go and press. And again, that's the organisation that's
It's
looking
just
through
in
the video
zones, innit?
world.
They know when to go, when not to go, man. They're a very well drilled team, man. Like,
Why is
to
our
be
defender
honest,
that far up? Like, know what you're doing. Get back.
But I think that's
Yeah.
where
What
a challenge,
Tanganga business. I'm telling you.
What a
good. And
challenge.
you saw Mourinho
Profit.
applauding that.
Profit Tanganga.
Because they're the things that get the crowd up behind. And I think they realise they need to get a little foothold in this game. And even there, I know what you're saying, following him, but they followed Jimenez all the way in and went, nah, you're gonna have a bit of that.
And you felt.
come on, Luke, man.
You felt when Jose
Sounds my head in,
Mourinho
bro.
brought Tanganga in, it was to make one of those statements the old Jose would have made in the media, right? Like, look how bereft I am of options of having to play this youngster. But he's actually seized the opportunity, hasn't he?
Nah, but you know what it is, like that's not why he's played. Maybe the first time he brought him in.
first time,
But
not
ever
now.
since
Not
he
now,
played
he's been
him,
great,
ever since
but-
his debut, like he's been one of our best defenders, innit? Toby was only in our team by name only. That's when Tanganga got dropped, like for the big games, was only because Toby. But now Vertonghen's legs are gone. Toby's had shocking games. You know what I'm saying? So the Belgian barrier, they're on the bench for a reason. Yeah, we've got Yildiz Elba, man like Sanchez, great. Like the Colombian, he's a great player. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously Prophet Tanganga again. You know what I mean? These man deserve to play.
Because I worked with him, so I coached with England under 20s.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
Under 19s, and I think it was under 19s at the time. And they had Sancho,
Yeah.
Nelson,
Yeah.
Foden,
Yeah.
all these strikers, Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah.
He was playing at the back with Chal. Even I want to take them on loan, and I was worried that him not getting a loan might
he was
affect
just
him
gonna
because
spill out.
because other ones had either been getting game time in the first team or gone out on loan. And then I was so delighted when I saw was it Liverpool his
Liverpool.
debut?
Yeah,
I mean
big
that's
game.
a big
game.
He stepped up, like you're saying, expressions. He stepped up, and I thought, do you know what? Because he's a
guy is a
really,
unit.
really
We played
humble
him
human being
left
as well.
back, we played him
Nice to
right
hear.
back,
Fantastic
centre-back.
player,
We
really
played him
humble
across
human
all
being,
the three.
and his timing's brilliant. So I'm pleased for him, but I think he's better as a centre half. You know,
That's what I'm saying. They played him left back, right back, and centre.
but always giving 100%, and that's when you get from
That's
him.
what we need.
Because he's not the biggest,
to do that.
but he's very, very game, very athletic.
I think
and
that centre backs
think they
now
do well.
in the modern game, you're seeing they don't have to be as big as they used to be.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
like
yeah,
they're
I
a lot
agree.
more mobile and a lot leaner. So I just think if you're a decent athlete and you got a bit of height on you, you're all right.
He's good on the ball as well.
Yeah,
Good
but
play.
that's it. You need that as well.
But he will defend, and I think one of you guys was saying might have been off air that we were talking about. Sometimes you show that desire to defend. And
Yeah,
and he's
defenders that
unlucky
like
on
to
the goal,
defend.
wasn't he? He was in the right
Yeah,
position.
no, I can't
Unlucky.
blame him for
And you
that.
always
No
love to
way.
see one of your own as well, don't you?
100%.
Absolutely.
He always gives his effort.
But that's what I'm saying. Just bring Hendo back, man. I'll get behind that, bro. I'll get behind that. I'm done with this, man.
Okay, there we have it. So glowing report for Tanganga, rightly so as well. He looks like he's played well in this game too.
Oh my God.
It's looking dangerous for Wolves here. Stick with us for a second.
Yes.
And Tanganga clears. Excellent
Come on,
time.
Perry.
Lovely, Bruno.
Do you think now might be a good time to come to you for some questions?
Alex.
buddy?
Yes, keep those questions firing
do
in
that,
the
yeah.
comment section.
Love
Don't
that.
forget to subscribe to Football Daily and Soccer AM too.
What do you mean? That's not
We've
where
got one
it was
from
from.
Denzel D, directed at Matt, I assume, who wants to know where will Wolves finish? So as it stands, they're 7th. They're 5 points off 4th. And also, you were talking over our roast chicken for lunch that Nuno's only got 1 year on his contract. Why do you not think they've extended that, and do you think Wolves will?
I hope they do. So we're talking about managers staying and that being a big attraction for players. Well, Wolves have some fantastic players, as you can hear by expressions talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Traore, Jimenez, all those players. I think Wolves is a big club, but if Wolves aren't in the Champions League, so that might be Nuno's, might just be holding off to see. So you're asking me how high they could finish? I believe we could get that 4th spot, but we are battling on both fronts. Wolves fans believe they can win the Europa. So that's big. So I think that Wolves need to get into the Champions League.
I think you get Champions League with fifth now because of City's back.
Maybe with City. Yeah. So I think he's waiting to the summer.
Waiting to see, okay.
Waiting to the summer. But
do you think there's been offers on the table and he's
But where do you think Nuno goes then if he leaves you guys?
Well, I can't believe there haven't been offers. If you look at Dean Smith, Potter at Brighton, obviously Klopp signed his new deal.
Wilder did as well.
Wilder signed his new deal. As well, Rodgers, they've all signed new deals. So you'd have thought with the job Nuno's done, you'd like to see that with the recruitment. So where would he go? I would believe there'd be a lot of takers.
No, I think there'll be a lot of takers. But what I think Nuno's going to wait and see if he gets...
Some scenes at Goodison Park, wasn't there? Where Calvert-Lewin went down and then Luke Shaw has clashed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think they've both subsequently been booked for the reaction.
Why is Luke Shaw?
A little knee there from Tom Davies. It looks
why is Luke Shaw
into
been
Luke Shaw's torso, and he's absolutely fuming, rightly so. And
Matic holding him.
Most of the team have got involved.
Yeah, Luke Shaw don't really want it anyway, man. They just send someone else over.
But Luke Shaw's been great since going into that left
centre back. Left centre back.
That's his position.
This is his best position. Left centre back in a free because he's very good defensively. Going forward, he does nothing.
Why is that?
Willy Bolly's going to score.
Can't cross, man. And it's like, he's just not brave. He likes to cut in as a left back. You don't need an inverted left back. Like, what kind of rubbish is that? I mean, get down the outside and put the ball in.
Half-time. Come on.
I feel like in the bigger games when you'll play five in the back, I think he's perfect in that left side. But in this sort of game where you want to have more of the ball, you want to dominate more space, then probably Ollie's thinking it'd be a bit negative. Man. But I feel like Brandon Williams has been really impressive as a left back as well. So I feel like as an out-and-out left back at the moment, I feel like Brandon Williams might have gone ahead of Shaw.
Absolutely, I agree with that as an out-and-out left back. But what I would say is, like, Luke Shaw on form probably does deserve to be playing, but in this system, not so much.
But it's Brandon Williams again, another young man who's maybe played a few more games than you expected to. But if you're talking about the future, he's another very... I think
he's a good prospect, but at the same time, I think as Manchester United shouldn't be relying on players like Brandon Williams to be playing every week. You know what I mean? It shows the state that we're in at present, really. I don't think Luke Shaw is good enough week in, week out as a left back. Left centre back, I'm sold on him there. Okay. In a 3. As an out-and-out left back, his delivery's not good enough, he's not brave enough. Defensively, his positioning is very good, but he likes to pass inside and do the safe thing all the time. I'm not really a fan of it, to be fair. He's putting some poor... Again, look, he's down there, positioned to cross, and he passes it back to the edge of the box, and then he's gone back. Like, you don't need that.
You'll think with all those red shirts,
get down the byline and whip it in.
You have lacked a bit of potency from full-back, haven't you? In comparison to the top sides. I mean,
look at Andy Robertson, like between the two full-backs at Liverpool, these guys are averaging 20 assists a season. And then you've got Luke Shaw, who's got 1 assist in like 4 years or something. Like, get out of town,
Wan-Bissaka is improving in that regard, though.
Yeah, he is.
You've got a bit more faith in him going forward?
Yeah, but I always said that with the system, Wan-Bissaka, because he's played at a team where he's been having to defend all the time, it's going to take a while for him to actually be, his brain to be tuned into attacking.
To rewire.
But he's getting assists now. He's putting in crosses and he tries to go beat his man and go down the outside. Shaw doesn't even try. He just passes it inside. It's not good enough for me. So it's either the coaching's not there and he's not being told he has to go down the outside, or he's not doing what the manager's saying and the manager's still playing him. So either way, there's a problem. So I'm not a fan of Shaw going forward, but defensively, doesn't get caught out much, innit? But for me, if I had a blank checkbook, I'll sign a left back tomorrow.
Okay, a left back and a right winger then for Manchester United. We're fixing Manchester United here in the studio. Who would you sign? Let us know in the comments below. Expressions. We've tuned out of Spurs versus Wolves for the last 2-3 minutes. What's been going on?
Boy, you know what? Yeah, like we've actually improved. Like this is a good game. Like this. Come on, Dyer, please. Yeah. All right, yeah, so pretty much, yeah, like, it's a thing where we've gone down, like I thought our heads were going to go, but we've actually turned it back up. We're in control of the game in regard to possession, but Wolves are just dangerous. They're dangerous. Every time they look like attacking us, like, you know what I mean? They look like they could score.
Referring, because he almost...
He's just gone to the left now, hasn't he?
Traore is just a problem, innit? Like, he ran past Dyer like he wasn't there, innit? You know what I'm saying?
See, look at that. Luke Shaw's passed him the ball, and then instead of making a run, like, he's just waiting back there and he's going to go back. Get out of here, man. Like, I see this every week.
Is that the tactics,
though? It's a joke, man. There's no tactics at Manchester United. You know the manager.
You just clear this.
There's no tactics, bro.
To go into half-time with a draw at least, bruv. Please don't
do you think...
Yeah! Oh, wow.
What happened there, Max? Take that chance very briefly before I go back to rants.
So Moutinho is a top player.
Yeah,
he
of course,
could have been at Spurs for years. His delivery, he's the mailman. Always delivers, right? And he puts that ball in there, and we're very dangerous from set pieces. And the first contact is Saiss, flicks it on, it's just over Matt Doherty. And he's dribbling it in the back post. And that would have been just before half time.
But it's Sunday, fam. I don't get post on Sunday. That's why he didn't deliver. You know the way there, fam. Yeah,
To be fair, to be fair, Amazon deliver on Sundays now, boy. That's why they're the richest company in the world. You know what I'm saying, bro? Plug. If you want to sponsor me, just call me.
On a serious note, Wolves have hurt you before from set pieces. I know you got the late one at Molyneux, but Bolly scored, I'm sure, at Wembley last season.
Yeah, but you got hurt. You got hurt from a set piece, wasn't it? When Vertonghen scored that header, wasn't that a set piece?
Yeah, that was Molyneux. But I think when games are tight, they can be very, very, pivotal moments and set plays. But Wolves have got some good height.
I'll take 1-1 going into half time and then see where it goes.
Wolves have finished the half stronger, and it was interesting to see the fluidity of the front three. So obviously, always Jimenez through the middle. But Jota had come to the right for a little bit, and Traore thought, I'll have a little go.
Didn't you hear how your fan took over our stadium when you scored with the 5 at the back chant? I heard it clearly, word for word. If you don't even know the words of the chant, you can hear it on TV.
I'm not surprised that Traore's gone out left, because there's a bit of a gap emerging with Aurier in the centre-half, isn't there? So let's see how that unfolds. But I just want to pick back up on what Rance said about
Ben Davies!
Yes.
Oh,
What a block. Who was that?
Willy Bolly, mate.
Okay.
And he's
bang that wings! That was poor.
The Saucy! What feet? Look at the feet from the Celso.
good bit of improv from Benny. But he goes straight
Celso's
into
feet
the
there.
hands.
The
of
Celso
Rui.
shouldn't even be playing. He should be suspended, let's be
What are you
honest.
talking about?
Expressions.
Is that what you're talking about?
Break down this attack for us.
Bro, listen,
Look at this, look
Wolves
at
were
this.
under siege. It was a Steven Seagal box set, fam. 1 and 2, bro. These man, iceberg win. Look at that pass. The mini Esta goes for the shot. The Saucy in a phone box, skinning 2 man. Perry Ali Dino should have done a lot better. He tried to go for a bicycle kick, but yeah, that wasn't
the tyres
a
are
BMX,
punctured,
fam.
innit? And the
That had the stabilisers on
And
it.
if that wasn't a clearer, picture of what just happened, and if you guys back home don't know, then we're beyond it.
But Willy Bolly's challenge, but you're getting in there. Again, you had a lot of bodies in the back. And if that ball had worked its way to the back post, you had another player up there to try and finish. You'll finish.
Come on.
Come on.
Use
See it out, Wolves.
the left foot.
No!
Oh my God! Are you mad? Are you mad, bro? Did you see him, blood? Whip that, blood! Oh my days! Man, whip that, fam! Oh my God! 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 What a goal, blood! What a goal, fam! Watch this!
Describe the goal for people at home that aren't watching it.
So power serve Aurier, found space, oh my days, the man cut in, rude boy. Cut in, whipped it, rude boy. I'm telling you, 99 with all the sauce, fam, ice cream van, 99p, what a goal, fam. Look at him, look at the celebration as well.
And it's another win. Yeah, but it's another win.
Before half time, fam. Before half time, I apologise for nearly destroying the set. I couldn't believe it.
That's the goal that almost killed Matt.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Fam, bro, I told you, bro, the Binzel Washington, fam. Did you see that? Did you see that rocket?
So have you forgiven Sergio Aurier for his defensive
Yes,
deficiencies?
you're forgiven, fam. My brother, you're my G, I'm telling you, I still follow you.
Well, we
You know
just
what I mean,
said, though, that the tap before, if it had dropped to him, he was the one at the back post. Still the wing-back score for Wolves. So there's Aurier. Now, from a Wolves point of view, Vinagre needed to get the brakes on a bit earlier and keep him going outside. Because for a goalkeeper, it's horrible when the player comes back inside. That's still his swinger, his left foot. But he's used the Wolves defender, might have been Cody coming across as a guide so Patricio can't see it, curl it in the far corner. And from Wolves looking strong and on top, now you're going in the driving seat.
You man got opened up like a tub of paprika Pringles, fam. You know them way there about Wolves, but no Doritos, it's Pringles now, fam. Opened up, rude boy. That's right. Opened up, fam. I'm telling you, the Wolves defence is on Tinder the way you got opened up. I'm gassed. You know them way there.
I no longer have any idea what we're talking about, but it is half-time at Goodison. It's 1-1, moving away from crisps, and it's just finished at the Tottenham Stadium as well. So what a timely intervention by Sergio Aurier, who people have been, mugging off for the last 30 minutes. That's a totally different team.
No, but you know what it is now, but you know
you
what it is, to be real, yeah? Aurier's supposed to be our right back, innit? So I need him to defend, innit? The Avengers, that's what I need at the
But
back.
when you play 3 at the back, are you not willing to sacrifice some of that
we can
defensive
yes,
solidity
a bit
for stuff like that?
Yeah, but Sergio, bro, he don't do that for us usually. Bro, the man cut in. Bro, I can't believe that.
Has he been exposed all that much in this game?
Who Aurier?
Yeah.
Of course, he was at fault for the first goal.
He could do better stopping. I still think that, or if the games I've watched, and the question marks I've heard from the Tottenham fans, he's got a tackle in him sometimes that can cost you with sendings off. I'm sure even West Ham last season.
Red card specialist.
He can do that. Defensively, he can switch off. Obviously, going forward, he's very, very good. Is it PSG you got him from? Yeah. So he's obviously a top player in that caliber. But if going forward, but that's a modern day fullback. You've got to be able to get forward and score, create.
This is literally
But I still feel defensively,
that's almost like the print of Rooney's goal at Anfield. It's almost the same.
That's a great finish. From a Wolves' point of view, that's really difficult to take because I felt Wolves were finishing the stronger.
Serge Aurier plays like he thinks he's Sadio Mane, fam. You get me? And he doesn't get as much goals. But if you're going to do that, bro, I'm gassed, blood. What a goal, fam. Bro, that's the best goal we've seen today. Someone tell me something.
We had a late flurry, didn't we, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? We had a late flurry. It could have been Dele Alli, and then it was Sergio Aurier. So Wolves did have that 10, 15-minute period, but Tottenham finishing very strong in the last 5.
Look at that. Bro, David Beckham wishes, fam. They had a goal, bend it like Beckham, yeah? Bend it like Serge Aurier, fam. Did you, man, see that? Get him his own film, please.
Do we anticipate any changes from either side? I'll come to Manchester United and Everton in a second. From either side around the 50, 60-minute mark, or is it going to be business as?
Our mark, usually Nuno goes to his bench, especially obviously been battling in Europe and just what he does anyway. He brings players on. So it'll be interesting to see where we're at in the game. Sometimes maybe you could see Dendoncker come on, one for the set-piece threat, but also to get a dead 2 up front with Jimenez and Jota. So that's how I expected us to set up today. Gone with the 3-4-3 instead of the 3-5-2. So they could be little changes, and Wolves do have options on the bench, but at this moment in time, I think they'll give them a first 15 minutes to try and get back into the game.
OK, and what about Manchester United, Rance? How do you secure all 3 points in this game?
I don't really know, to be fair. I don't know what Ole's going to try and do. I don't know what formation we're playing. I'm trying to work it out. I don't know.
We can suffer together, mate.
That's
what was that you were saying before?
No, bro, you can still lose, you know.
We can suffer together.
Half of football
Less than that, fam. You know,
I'm not sure what formation we're playing. Like, I'm not really sure, bro.
He's got options on the bench, hasn't he, with Mata and Igalo.
Well, and we'll touch upon that, because you said a couple of times that there is no tactics at Manchester United. Yeah. And before we discuss that, quick question from the league before we go to a very special VT for you guys at home.
Yes, make sure before we get into the question that you're subscribed to both channels, Football Daily and Soccer AM. And we've got a big question from Big Boy Steve, who has asked, who are the top 5 biggest prospects in the Premier League? That's quite a large question, so I'm just going to break it down. Matt, who's the young player you're most excited about at Wolves?
At Wolves? I think Kilman, every time he stepped in, has done very, very well, but still wouldn't say he's played regularly. Morgan Gibbs-White, if he can stay fit again, will be very, very good. But they haven't played enough yet, so there's some good young players in the academy system. But at the moment, that would be someone I'd like to see more. Kilman or Gibbs. If I'd like to see Gibbs-White getting more minutes, so there are a lot of youngish players, 22, 23, and the likes in Neves and Jota. But at this moment in time, I would say still Morgan Gibbs-White, if he can really stay fit and have a run.
Pedro Nesa's had some good performances as well, although bad miss in the week against Espanyol. Rance, what about you? From Man United, is it Greenwood?
It's
is
got
it
to
the
be
Greenwood
RVG, innit? Like little Greenwood, boy. I'm telling you. That it has to be Mason. It has to be. He's a worldie for me. I think his ceiling's so high. If he can stay fit, I think his ceiling is
good as Rashford,
super
do you
high.
think he could be?
No, I think he'll be better. Yeah. I think in terms of like natural just talent and understanding of the game and football IQ, I think he's better. Like Rashford at 18, 19 was nowhere near where Mason is now.
What do you make of Arsenal fans' Martinelli comparisons?
They're two different kinds of players. Like Martinelli is more energetic. He reminds me more like an Alexis Sanchez when he was good. Do you know what I mean? Mason is like RVP. That's why I call him RVG. He's clinical. You don't need loads of chances. Both feet, header, whatever, boom.
He's ice cold,
different gravy. He's left-footed. He takes
finisher.
pens with his right foot. Like, who's seen that? You know what I mean? Morton Gamps Pedersen. That's probably the last player that you know that just taking...
Cazorla, isn't it?
No, he is unreal.
Santi Cazorla as well.
Natural finisher. You know, you see a natural finisher. The ball dropped. He played. I was talking about. So Wolves last season played the under-23s at Manchester United. And Mason Greenwood. I know it's under-23 football. He was young. He was like 16, 17. He stepped onto this ball and passed it in with his left foot.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what a finish! And then he took a free kick with his other foot.
Right foot and put it in the top corner. Yeah.
Seriously, this guy
can do everything.
You know, you're watching someone live, and then you hear again, like I said about Tanganga, he is meant to be like Bellingham, they've got good people around them. Bellingham, Birmingham City. So when you've got good people around you, you're humble, but still got that fire and that drive. Because to step up, I keep saying this badge weighs heavy. Yeah. He's walking onto Old Trafford like...
Bro, he doesn't even celebrate goals, mate. He does this every week. You know what I mean? It's Mason Greenwood. He's scoring at Old Trafford and lying on the floor.
Talking of deadly finishes, let's hear from Jamie Vardy right now.
Hi, babes. How are you? All right? You coming in? No? Bigs, weren't it?
As a kid growing up, how big was football in your life?
Everything.
Everything? Played it all the time?
Constantly, whether that was at school on break times, straight home, get football out in the back garden, meet up with the mates, use anything we could as a net.
What did you use? Go on.
Well, we used to have a neighbour that weren't too happy about it. We used to do the car garage door. I think we got moved off from there, so we went and found a little row of hedges on a street corner. And then I remember getting told off at one time from someone who worked at Sheffield Wednesday Academy because we started using the exit doors on the away end.
Did you?
Yeah.
Great goal.
And were you always a striker when you were playing sort of in the back gardens on the streets?
Yeah, always. That's all you ever wanted to do as a kid. You wanted to score goals. You didn't want to be one of the crazy goalkeepers. I mean, most of the keepers we know, they're not right, are they?
All the keepers you know are not right.
Who wants to stand in there and get a ball blasted at them? But,
so you never went in sticks as a kid?
I'm not going to lie, I've done it.
You've done it?
Yeah.
Were you good?
I'm all right. Bit of a cat-like, but
bit of a cat.
I'll mess around and do it like in training just for a bit of banter, yeah. But it's not something I'd want to do on a regular. When I was at Stocksport, it was just playing with your mates, enjoying myself, and then signed for Halifax, and the dressing room was exactly the same. So it was literally just like you're playing with your mates again. Everyone's having a laugh. That got us promoted. Yeah. Signed for Fleetwood, same dressing room again. I've been lucky where I've had really good dressing rooms everywhere you go. Yeah. There's never been any bad eggs in it. Everyone's always been enjoying themselves. And me personally, I think when you are enjoying yourself, that's when you play your best football anyway. So to have that all the way through has been unbelievable.
I did hear a story about after your first season that you went to some of the staff and went, look, I'm interested in becoming an Ibiza rep. Is there any truth behind it?
No, I think that was when I was at Halifax. You know.
Was that at Halifax?
Oh, right.
I think there's a video out there anyway that was last game of the season as well, and I basically just said I'm going to go and sign for the Ibiza Town.
Would you just like to clarify, Jamie? You will be here next year?
No, I'm signing for Ibiza Town. I'm going to Ibiza on holiday and I'm never coming back.
So we could have seen Ibiza Jamie rather than Premier League Jamie?
Yeah, well, you never know.
You'd been a great Ibiza rep.
You would have.
I'd have got you in the bars, wouldn't I?
I'd have definitely got in that bar. Winning the Premier League, still one of the greatest, I'd say in sport stories, Leicester winning the Premier League that season. Yeah. At what time did you start believing that, do you know what, we can win the league? Because I remember vividly, every time the manager or the players were interviewed, it was just next game, next game, next game. And it was like, they would never talk about winning the Premier League because they didn't want to jinx it. At what point did you start thinking, do you know what, there's a very good chance we're going to lift this trophy?
Do you know what, though? I think that was the right mentality to go with. Taking each game as it come, and like you said, the results kept coming. But for me personally, it was, we played Man City away. I think we won 3-1. Yeah. And after that, I was like, nah, this can really happen.
Because of the points or because you beat Man City?
I think it was more just because we'd turned up to obviously Man City on their own patch and beat them. So, yeah, that's when I personally thought it could happen, and we just kept going after that, and there was no letting off. And like you said, one of, if not the biggest achievement to ever happened.
Tell us about that night when you knew that you'd won the Premier League.
Wow.
Can you remember it?
Yeah. No, I can remember it all. I just had a tattoo, you know, as well.
What, that night?
No, that morning.
Oh, right.
I just had a 7-hour tattoo session.
On the day that Leicester might win the Premier League?
On the day. And I think most of the lads turned up at my house before I did.
Wow.
So they were already in there, and it got to obviously Tottenham being 2-0 up. Yeah. And you're just looking around, you're like, it just looks like we've just all come around for a little drink here. And everyone's like, we've got training tomorrow. Like, right. But then the first goal went in, and I mean, I think I did a somersault onto the settee.
Did you?
Lads are getting obviously a bit giddy, and then the second one goes in and everyone's just uproar. It's people getting dragged around my kitchen by the feet.
Really?
We had Marcin Vasilevski here. He knew I'd had my tattoo, so he's just coming up to me, just slapping me on it. I'm like,
What, your tattoo is?
Like,
oh no!
Please just leave me alone for 2 minutes. I think I was just sat on the floor for most of it, just making sure I had an angle of the TV.
Yeah.
And then full-time whistle went, and obviously you've seen the celebrations on the video. It was really good. But literally 5 minutes after that, the whole atmosphere just changed.
Really?
And you had people like out in the garden just taking a few minutes to themselves.
Welcome back to the studio. We were just analysing Expression's celebration that almost killed the pair of these guys. Absolute scenes. Right. Lovely to hear from Jamie Vardy there and the boys Joe and Adam. Let's hear from the fine people at home, though. What have they been saying?
Yes, I've got a question from Arsenal fan 8998, and they want to know, do you think the current Liverpool squad is as good as Arsenal's Invincibles squad?
Squad or the way they play?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Arsenal fan 8998 said, just better. Is the squad better?
I don't know about squad.
Let's take an all-round approach.
I don't know, but all-round in terms of the football they're playing and everything like that,
yes.
I would have to say so, yeah.
You know why I'm saying yes?
Why?
Did Arsenal win the Champions League?
No.
Okay. Yeah? If Liverpool win this league this season, they've won the Champions League as well. Obviously, I understand that I'm beating this, that and the other.
What happens if they go out against Atleti in the last 16? Do you still think...
Liverpool?
Yeah.
No, they've already won. They won the Champions League against us. They won last season.
Are we talking about this on a season by season basis?
But this is why I don't like when people say who's better, because what are you basing that on? Do you know what I mean? It's just like for me, Manchester United 2008 Champions League winning team was better than our treble winning team. But they didn't win the treble. Do you know what I mean? But that team with Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez would have wiped the floor with that 99 team.
How do you think they shape up in the Premier League this season, that side?
That 2008 team, I think that's the best Manchester United team that
I think Arsenal Invincibles had a better squad, as in players.
Maybe,
because
Liverpool's
got, like 11 players and maybe the odd this, that and the other. But
I think Liverpool turned them over.
A better, they play better football than that, you know what I'm saying? 100%.
I think what's hard to judge is that if you look at the two European finals last season, it was Chelsea and Arsenal and then Liverpool and Tottenham. So that's showing you how strong the Premier League is last season. But then this season, when you're seeing how open the race is for the top, top three places have probably gone. You maybe disagree. You're saying Leicester on free fall.
Yeah.
So then you're thinking how open. So what? But still, the levels that Liverpool are hitting. And the number of games they're winning.
So that's a draws Arsenal had. You know what I mean? IPFC, bruv. They had a lot of draws. They did
11 or 12 draws. Definitely this Liverpool side will go down in history. Not in European football as well. I think it's the best start in top 5 league history. I think 26 wins out of 27 before yesterday.
Yeah, so that's what I think. So they have to react to the Watford defeat, and let's take nothing away from Watford. They were fantastic. So how they react to it. But the game's evolved a little bit. It's changed in how you play. So fantastic teams as good as generation. But
when Man City was winning the league,
I would say Liverpool.
Trust me, because when Man City was winning the league and Man City were the best in the Premier League, but they weren't nowhere near the best in the world because they weren't winning nothing in the Champions League. People are saying Liverpool are one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
You get me? They're winning this trophy, this competition. Get me? Didn't they play in some club, whatever cup, the other day, and then Klopp fielded like 2 teams, some under 16s in the cup, and they won that game too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They beat Everton with their reserves.
Curtis Jones very impressive in that game.
Jory comes from France. The way down.
Right, the energy's just continuing. We love it. We love it. Absolutely insurmountable amount of energy coming from
He hates Chelsea. He hates Chelsea. He hates Chelsea. And he hates Chelsea.
Right, get a word in there, Trace. They're coming out of Goodison.
Now look at my brother praying, fam. You know them ways there. That's what I'm talking about.
in the nose.
Yeah, punch the copper
in the nose. As well. That's why Expressions is chanting his man Serge Aurier. Picture there, his best friend Serge Aurier. His favourite ever Tottenham player.
My brother, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Forget everything I've said in the YouTube videos.
He's definitely
no way there, fam.
He's definitely getting sent off in the second half.
Can we get a price boost on that? A rant special.
He's definitely getting sent off just for that.
Right, there we have it. Both teams poised to start yet again. Engrossing first 45.
Come on,
Let's hope exactly the same in the subsequent 45s. Matt Murray, you was just as positive as Expressions is about your side's chances?
I think we showed in that game that we can hurt Tottenham. But at the same time, Tottenham have got a real threat. I feel that if I'm looking at the bench and Neto, Podence, people like that can come on.
Can impact the game,
around the hour mark. But there's still a game plan. Still would like to see us go 3-5-2 and get the 2
Not to do Wolves a disservice, but a result here, you know, a draw qualifies as a result here for me in terms of Wolverhampton.
Yeah. If especially when you train at half time to come back into the games. If you even offered a point at the start of it, travelled to Espanyol, played all that. I know he made 5 changes, still a lot of the players travelled. Did that, I would have taken a point to start off. This is Tottenham Hotspur, you know, the new stadium, Mourinho. It's a very, very good side still.
For sure. And again, a yardstick as to how far Wolverhampton have come under Nuno. They'd take a draw away from home at Tottenham. And I've just had in my ear, gentlemen, the Chore Dog in the gallery has found odds on Sergio Aurier to be sent off in the second half. It's 40-1. The rand special is, you know, subject to change. Odds accurate at the time of recording. And you have to be 18 plus to play along. OK, how has it started? How's it resumed at Goodison, Rance?
More the same, innit? Like, Luke Shaw lost the ball.
You sound so underwhelmed, mate.
Bro, it annoyed me.
You see that? And you telling me about Lo Celso getting sent off? That's a Randy Savage elbow. He should have got sent off.
There is no way you can disagree with Lo Celso being sent off.
I didn't say that. I said Lo Celso stabbed him. How's the benefit for him? He should have been suspended, fam. But what was that?
100% they will not look at that on VAR. Lucas backed in. There's a big height difference. You put your arm there to win it. He's not swung the elbow. It's a free kick. No more than that. If you wanted that,
Tarzan that elbow, fam. You saw it. You saw it.
All I know is
you saw it.
We just need to defend this free kick now. It's deep. Look at you lumping it in the box.
No, but we've got no one. We've got no one.
Absolutely dreadful.
They've got no target man. So it's all right.
I want to let's go on a little bit of a deeper journey. We talk about the journey that Nuno has taken Wolves on, but you've been looking. You know, you have an inside track on the club. How has he just not only changed the results on the pitch, but the culture off of it as well?
Everything, and there's been buy-in. So he's embraced what Wolves is about. Okay, this is a working class area with a real tradition, and the fans there basically all their money goes on supporting the club, and it's a lot of local fans. You know, that's what it is. It's a hotbed of football in the West Midlands. It's a lot of history. He's bought into what the club's about. Looking around the museum, knowing that, but he's also brought his twist on things. So the recovery of the players, the recruitment. Obviously, a lot more foreign players into it. The style of play. It's the best. I joined Wolves when I was 9, nearly 39. This is the best team that I've seen at Wolves. Been absolutely fantastic. He's made players better. There's Traore coming in the box. One of the players made better later.
Lo Celso.
He's at Lo Celso. So you look at Lo Celso. That's desire, isn't it? He showed desire there. But we're going back to journey at Wolves. They've changed the training ground. You go in the dressing rooms. Everything is unrecognisable. The dietary. Everything about it is top draw, and he's really put Wolves on the map, and that belief now that we can go to places like Tottenham and get results. So phenomenal. And listen, now a free kick in a dangerous area.
Yeah, this is not good.
Is that Davis a foul there?
The fact that everyone expects Wolves to be competitive in every game is, like we said, a massive indicator of how far they've come. Lo Celso there, great interception. Like Matt said, shown a great amount of desire. Always put up good defensive numbers wherever he's been. Have you been impressed with his run of form recently, and how important do you think he can become in this side? Can he reach Christian Eriksen levels?
Well, boy, you're talking about original Christian Eriksen level. You're not talking about the Danish lawnmower we had in the last season. The man that was just cutting grass. You're talking about him. You know them way there, bro.
Christian Eriksen was their best player for like 3 years. Like running, like comfortably.
Yeah, but. All right,
over there.
Let's not get too excited now. That was over the top. That was a real rumble header, fam. I wasn't scared.
Matt Murray has his head in his hands. Diogo Jota narrowly over. Right, back to Lo Celso then. Can he reach Christian Eriksen level?
Listen, man's midfield Messi, bruv. Didn't you see him run from his own half? Did you not see that? Midfield Messi, bruv. That's what we've got. Like Giovanni Lo Celso. He's got techers, fam. I'm not even gonna lie, innit? Like you lot are talking about young players. Oh, Man United's got Greenwood. Wolves have got this. You never came to me. You know what I mean? You never asked me who we got. You know them way there. We got Forrest Whitaker with a hairline in Tanganga. We got him, and we've got Giovanni Lo Celso. What's he like? 22, 23.
But maybe a little bit older. But yeah, sure. You can still qualify him as a young player.
Well, boy, if Obafemi Martins could be 25 for 10 years, then you get me. Giovanni Lo Celso.
Have you had to have a coffee?
No, this is a mocha.
I was going to say, is this?
Now me,
is this what charges? Is this the fuel? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can actually confirm he's 23.
Yeah, see? I got it right.
Good shout, you did.
But I think that's the game now. I think players, especially intensity.
Come on, Mace.
Lovely. Now that they like
we love that. We love that.
Tottenham have been known for their academy. Winks, You know, you got some good players that have come through. Parrott,
Winks, Kane, Parrott. Even we had Townsend, we had Mason, we had Tom Carroll. All of these
your younger lads, though, haven't they gone abroad? Done a bit of a Sancho and things. So you just got
even Bentaleb as well, innit? That went to but now he's back at Newcastle.
Are you worried about people like Parrott breaking through with Jose Mourinho?
100%.
Obviously, we talk about Tanganga. That was a necessity.
Forced.
That was born out of necessity.
No, but this is born out of necessity. Like Kane, we've got no one there. Jose Mourinho would rather play with no striker than give Parrott a chance. I don't understand. Like, what's going on in training?
Kane had loans, didn't he, early in his career? So would you like to maybe see Parrott go out and get some loans? Yeah?
Yeah, like, well, not now. Because, you might as well. Because Jose's not going to play. You know what? Sure, I would like... we might as well loan Parrott out in January because Jose's just not playing him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's not playing him. Look, Son's injured now.
Tammy Abraham, he's had loans.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back. If you look at a lot of players...
A lot of them Chelsea boys have had loans.
And
that's why they're doing what they're doing now.
Great defending. Dele Alli there, snuffed out.
Yeah. Just caught a ball off him.
Not quite sure who it was. Yeah,
Saiss, I think it was.
Roman Saiss, because he cleared straight afterwards. And now Wolves are on the attack, and look, some lovely interplay. And this game's really as it was in the first half.
I know for a fact, Nuno will have said at half time. So I remember speaking to boys again, and they were trailing at Newcastle, and Nuno sat them down and said, "Oi, what were you panicking about? Calm down. People want to question this. We're still and he'll probably saying, you're in the next round of the Europa. You're pushing. You're well in the game. You've conceded just before half time, but look at the chances. Just stay calm, stick to the game plan, do what you do. Then the individuals walking around.
Like you said, they do what the gaffer says at the Molineux. Let's get a little update from Goodison. Rance, what are you saying?
We just look clueless in possession, innit? Like, it's the same thing. That's why I say I'm done with this guy, bro. I just want him out, man. We look so clueless in possession. There's no pattern of play. I don't know what we're trying to do. I don't know what formation we're playing. Right. It might be a 4-4-2 diamond. It might be. But then I'm seeing Mason go out to the right sometimes. But then we've got no one on the left. The things are shambles. I don't know what I'm watching, honestly.
Now feels like a good time to discuss these apparent lack of tactics then. Because you do look your best when you're playing against big sides. And for me, that's when Manchester United have a very obvious game plan. But then against teams that you should be beating convincingly, right, it does look a little bit, not desperate, I don't want to go that far.
No, I would say so. I think it is desperate. And then them look like they're planning the meal after the game. I don't know what's going on the sidelines. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on.
And you think this stems from the manager as opposed to the players not enacting his instructions?
Absolutely, I've said it already. It looks like the apprentice man on the bench. You know what I mean? Just that's it. Like, Ollie's not done anything in football. Carrick was playing a couple seasons ago. McKenna ain't done nothing in football. McPhelan ain't done nothing in football. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he was
McPhelan, come on, man.
Not as a manager yet.
No, but not as a manager. But was he not surrounded?
Yeah, he was his number 2. But listen, as I said it before, I could have made sure that Sir Alex Ferguson had a cloth for his watch. I could have made sure he had fresh chewing gum and all the water bottles were done, mate. It was Sir Alex Ferguson.
He's a long-standing servant of that club.
Sir Alex Ferguson, probably one of the greatest managers in sport, period, bro. Do you know what I mean? No matter who his number 2s were, he still won stuff.
People said he was great in the latter stage of his career because he delegated.
So why didn't we give Carlos Queiroz the United job then?
Well, he left.
No, but why didn't we give him the manager's job then?
Retire.
There's a reason why he was the number 2 and not the number 1.
But Solskjaer did take your youth, and then he went to Norway,
and then he went to Molde. He's been a manager for over 10 years.
Okay.
So was Pep. You know what I mean? Look at the difference in levels. He can't be.
But Manchester United, I know Chelsea might be a little bit different, but Frank Lampard's not old. But what you're trying to say,
we're Manchester United. He's not the guy, innit?
You're trying to say you want to say either you're building from the back or
I want to see something, innit? You've bought into the philosophy of your manager.
Yeah. You don't think there's a clear identity. You don't feel there's a clear identity.
There's nothing. I'm not. What am I buying into? Like, what is this?
Okay, so
at least you know that Wolves are going to play a certain way. They're going to contain. They're going to do this. Even when you went a goal down, you were like, you know what? We can regroup, do all of this. When we went a goal down, do you know what I mean? I was having kittens, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference.
If not Ollie, then who?
Come on. I want Pochettino, and I've always wanted him. Like, even from when he was at that mobs. But now he's free. You have to get Poch. you have to get Poch. You have to do it, mate.
I agree with that sentiment. If Poch is available, you get Poch. Doogie, what are your thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, I've said this for quite a while. I don't think Ollie was the right appointment to begin with. It was quite an emotional decision after that win against PSG in the Champions League. Big chance for Spurs. But I actually am going to give him a little bit of credit, because in the last 2 months I think he's actually slightly improved United. I don't know whether it's down to him or, as you say,
you got a better footballer through the door.
Better footballer through the door. Obviously, you've also seen a slightly increased run of form without your best player in Rashford this year, at least.
Pogba's our best player.
Ali! He hasn't played all season.
He's got to be offside.
That was very tight.
All right, let's do it to Jet very quickly then. Expressions, what's happened over at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
Fam, it was too close. Next, you know them way there. Man whipped in the ball. Ali, like literally, I think it was Ben
onside
Davis.
here, do you think? Makes a run.
Yeah,
he's
onside.
What a run that is, by the way.
Great ball by
time to
Ali.
perfection.
Davis whips in the ball. It was a good header. It was just wide.
That was a great ball from Ben Davis.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, we started the second half good. Like,
I think it's been quite it's good. Like the set piece there from Jota when he heads over. I think that does look like a threat for Wolves. We're getting a lot of first contacts and balls coming in, but still quite an open game. And we were chatting about this before.
I feel sick.
You were being offensive though. You're coming for us, and you've enjoyed this performance, haven't you? For one of the most you've seen.
Very much. I thought it was going to be fossil football back in full effect.
I still feel. I know they've had that little bit of beef him and Ali, but Ali, for me, while Son and Kane are injured, him running him from late. You've seen him do it. He did it. Was it Goodison Park and at West Brom when he ran from deep, bring balls down. He's run there. Perfectly timed, in between. There was no communication from Sice and Cody. That's why Cody's had a little word to say, come on, man, I didn't know it was coming. And, but if he heads that in, that's game over, I think. I think that would have been game over if he'd have scored.
I was worried. I thought Sigurdsson was
going to take our chances.
That was an incredible effort from Sigurdsson.
I thought he was going to score. That's why I felt ill.
I
told you, Sigurdsson, man.
De Gea doesn't move.
So that comes clean back off the post from Sigurdsson. And it's odd, isn't it? No one's really reacted.
And then Richarlison
stuck out a leg.
And then Richarlison nearly gets it as well.
Richarlison stuck out a leg.
What's Oli doing? What would you want the goal to move?
That went over the wall.
That went over the wall. That had nothing to do with what's all this, bruv. He didn't even see it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah!
Come on! Another goal in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium!
Sit down! I am sitting down.
He better be onside. I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, that was onside. He looks a little bit apprehensive. Why is that, Matt? Why is that?
Because Doherty's got
it was coming, bro.
But VAR has hurt Wolves a lot this season, so I think you've got to say, how robust is he there?
Again, Traore.
Who's going to ground there? But look, is Jota ahead? He's fine. You know, we saw that on Soccer Saturday. Desmond. Desmond Tutu. You know that. We're right back in there. Okay. And you know what? Doherty, he must be sponsored by bleeding Amazon because he is delivering on a Sunday. Okay.
Hey, that's comedy gold. Hey, 2020, man said Desmond Tutu, fam. I'm done out here, bro.
That's amazing.
That's
I knew that was coming.
And an assist for Doherty as well.
Yes.
Really making an impression.
So you can have Serge Aurier, but I'm keeping my...
See how calm he was even at 2-1 down? Not me, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's 1-1 and I think they're probably going to score from a bloody set
you're
piece.
lacking the faith with being a Manchester United fan, and there's every reason to be at the moment because Everton are in the ascendancy, right?
Set pieces, Everton are good and we're poor.
And that free kick there, you've been inviting a lot.
We've been riding a lot.
Oh, you.
We're trading some blows here. The Champions League pretenders going at it.
Are we going to book him for that?
Shock. He's the most bookings have been on.
That's shocking.
Everyone
that
fouled
referee
Traore.
is shocking.
Let me see this challenge.
What's his name? Where's my sheep, lad? Stuart Atwell. You know what I mean?
Okay,
look at that.
I think that's a foul. I think this day and age, I think he gets a ball but the follow through.
Stuart Atwell.
This day and age,
the
second.
ball.
Yeah, but it's a second. No,
me.
it's a second leg coming through.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
That's a foul.
He's won the ball cleanly there.
the first one, but. Then you've took Traore out because of a little bit of
a bit of afters, and he put some extra sauce on that. But
it had to be done, and who done it? Of course, Argentino Heat. I told you, bruv. He's there to do that.
He's got. I didn't realise until that. He's got a little bit of an edge to him.
All the South American players got that. I'm telling you, Lamella as well. Like all of our South American players, they fully come in with a bit.
PSG,
of that. Even Gaza as well.
For PSG, actually played a little bit more of a reserve role in defensive midfield as well. So he's got that versatility to his game.
Yeah.
He can switch it up as a 10, 8, 6. So he's a very, very good player. But like you said, he's got a bit of bite.
Do you know what?
We've seen a yellow card.
That's one taking one for the team as well, because you saw there Traore driving. We had 2 or 3 other gold shirts there, committing. You know, he takes out an halfway line because once Traore's running at people, he attracts people. That was a dangerous, dangerous situation for Wolves. But the goal of Wolves scored is typical pattern. And I know, Ranch, you keep saying this, but with Wolves, you saw that. We start from the left, boom, boom, boom. Whoever went to ground though for you should have stayed on the feet.
I think it was Davies.
Yeah, he dived in.
But
Still, the quality then of the ball from Doherty to put it in and Jota in there. But Jota's been fantastic.
Right.
Davies has fallen.
Why there's a little lull in play, Doogie? Let's get some comments from the guys at home.
They're all very excited. Archie Lord says, "Come on, Wolves." Billy Hill though has got a question for expressions. Billy says, expressions. As a Spurs fan, would you take the FA Cup as in an FA Cup win and no Champions League this season, or the other way round?
See, everyone's be like, you know what I mean? Champions League means you get more money, this, that, and the other, rah, rah, rah. Bro, I don't want to be a passenger in the Champions League, innit? Because I don't see that money. That's whatever million that they get, we don't see that money. I still got to pay for my... Yep, I still got to pay for my season ticket like 2 years before I even got in there.
You have to be a Champions League club now.
No, I hear that. I hear that, but you're asking me. You're asking me, do I want a trophy or do I want to qualify for the top 4 right now? Fam, I want a trophy. 100%. Right now,
12 long years.
When you ask me next season, it'll be a different answer, innit? But you see, right now, the situation we're in. If you tell me, should we go for this top 4 or will I take a trophy? I'm taking the FA Cup.
So does this boil down to? Do you believe the current project amounts to a title challenge in 2 or 3 years' time? You've signed Ndombele, you've signed Lo Celso. You need Champions League money and Champions League football to keep attracting players like that. But if you just believe that you're only a top 4 club and
I'll take the cup simply because look what Liverpool and Man City's doing. They're spending ridiculous amount. Well, Man City spent a ridiculous amount of money. Liverpool's made money and spent a lot of money as well. Like the quality of them two, no one's beating them next season. Next season, the cup's Liverpool or Man City's. No one's doing.
So you think because of their dominance, FA Cup?
Because of their dominance right now, I'm taking me an FA Cup. That's what it is, innit? But it's not a thing where, in general, because I know how important top 4 finishes are for us.
Bruno,
and I know how much it does for us.
But you're saying for one season, win the FA Cup, you
bro,
still got the Europa League.
The trophy jar has been so long, bro.
I'm sure Daniel Levy would be...
I want to see armpits, you know what I mean? And not when my players are taking throw-ins, fam. I want to see armpits when they're lifting things.
I'm sure Daniel Levy would probably disagree, but maybe some of the fan base wouldn't. Right, let's have a little update from Goodison, because Bruno Fernandes has sold someone for a hot dog there, and then good block from Tom Davies.
Yeah, and then he's had another one that he shanked over the bar. I like the fact that Bruno does like a shot, do you know what I mean? But I think probably that the shot wasn't on there. I think he's getting a bit frustrated by the looks of it. I don't blame him because we've been rubbish. We've been rubbish this half, man. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I've not seen anything in a...
We've been rubbish. We've been rubbish.
Decent build-up play late in the first half. Is that not continued into this half?
No,
you're not seeing that?
It hasn't. Everton have been putting it on us a bit from set pieces, and we haven't really done anything in terms of building up. There's no build-up with us.
So would you want to see them move the ball quicker, try and break the lines?
Quicker, and I want to see us have a clue. I want us to see us have a plan. I feel like United is just freestyle football, isn't it? Ole Gunnar freestyle. That's what Saeed says.
Scrambling around for the points?
Yeah, but it's not even the points. I think it looks like the players are just out there trying to figure it out. And every time I see us play, it looks like the players are just trying to figure out what's in front of them.
Right. Do you agree at home a lack of cohesion from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men? Let us know in the comments below. Who do you see stealing all 3 points in this game? Still finally poised.
It's been quite interesting at Goodison. Walcott's just come off for Bernard, who's been really good under Ancelotti.
Yeah, really good.
He came in for a lot of criticism last year after really sort of struggling to make much, at least in terms of goals and assists, make much impact after transferring from Shakhtar Donetsk. But since Ancelotti's come in, he seems to have got a lot out of a lot of players, actually, who are sort of meandering under Marco Silva.
It's interesting. He's been really reliant on the player on the left-hand side in that 4-4-2 to kind of act as the number 10, to drift inside, to really pull players about. And Bernard was that for him. He had a really good run, but it's great to see him back in the side. Let's see if he can make an impact in this game then. It's a corner for Everton. And shock horror. Harry Maguire clears the slabbers. Right. Let's have a question. Someone for a hot dog.
We knew what you meant.
Just to correct myself.
Basically went for fire and chips in the stand.
That's it, I'd sell only for a hot dog.
Question time. Keep those questions fired in the comments. We've had some good ones so far. Remember to subscribe to Football Daily and Soccer AM as well. Lewis Anderson, though, wants to know who will win the Champions League? Big question.
Oh, one-word answers from everyone then.
What do we reckon? Expressions? It's probably not going to be Spurs. Who do you reckon it's going to be?
What do you mean, bruv? We're still in it, fam. We're still in it. We ain't out of Europe. You know them way there. Nah,
come on. Who do you reckon?
You know what? I don't even know, bruv.
He's engrossed in this game. He's engrossed in this game, isn't he?
The worst thing is, I think Liverpool might win it again. I know they're 1-0 behind.
They won't.
Might
Tough
win it
test.
again.
Bayern.
Yeah.
I say
Both saying Bayern?
I feel like the whole football world.
If you're going Bayern, I'll say Man City then, just because of their ban. But I would have gone Bayern before.
I saw Bayern give my team 7, yeah, and I still don't think they'll win it. Still, we made them look great. I'm not gonna lie, we did. We lied down for their minute.
Lesson the other day.
I think it's set for it to be a different name that we haven't had for a little while because Barcelona and Real Madrid don't look their best. Liverpool have quite a test to now get through against Atletico Madrid. Like they defended so well at the Wanda Metropolitano. And Man City, you know, with that added motivation of it being the last time in 2 years, I'm kind of going with them.
I'd love it to be Man City, but
I just
my
think
heart
that,
says Man City, my head says Bayern.
I think Pep will come up short again.
Yeah,
I mean, he hasn't won a Champions League without Messi, and I don't think he ever will.
Also, a potential dark horse is whoever gets through out of Dortmund PSG as well, because I was really surprised by Dortmund in that first game. Like, they outplayed PSG.
Yeah,
Jadon
but
Sancho was
PSG aren't a worry for me.
And
if PSG were going to win it, they would have won it already.
Atletico with their game plan, the way they can play, but the only with Man City, what concerns you is they've got the way they play. They can blow a team away, but they can also be out of it as well.
That's why Pep over 2 legs is always a bit. Do you know what I mean?
So I'm going Bayern then.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, Bayern. So we have Bayern.
Well done, Fred.
2 for Bayern and half for City. I think I'm going to opt for City. I think this impending ban, 2 years of 1 year, is going to galvanise.
Don't let him shoot!
Right? No, go play Doherty, man.
What's happening in the build-up with Traore there?
So Traore is dropping in pockets and he's in between the lines and he's making things happen. Obviously, Lo Celso's already took a yellow, and people aren't getting out to him, but I just felt there, he's in the 25 yards out, but there are some bodies in the way. Doherty is free on the right. We've already seen with his delivery what he can do. He could either cut in and maybe finish like he did, I think it was Man City with his left, where he passed it in. You've seen him, he's already got an assist with his ball across the Jota. I just felt that was a wrong decision for Traore. I thought he should have played to Doherty and then made the box who had the bodies in. And I think Expressions was quite relieved when he saw the shoot.
Traore says that he don't do weights, and I don't believe that. He says he doesn't do weights.
No, do you know what he has? He's a little man.
He swallows dumbbells. That's what he does.
He eats dumbbells. He was doing pull-ups in the womb, and then he had a little man who sleeps under his covers at night and just chisels away, mate. He's got guns like you.
Oh my
days. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
He's got guns like you.
Using the umbilical cord as resistance bands. I'm telling you, he's massive, bro.
Absolutely.
This might be the most surreal conversation we've ever had on the football social. I never thought the word umbilical cord would be said on this show, but there we have it. There we have it. Right, let's get back to the games then. So
this is trash.
What's happening?
This is rubbish, and I'll tell you why this is rubbish.
I want to hear some positivity from you. I need to find me a silver lining.
You know what this looks like to me, yeah? This looks like Ollie said, well, I've got all of these decent guys available. I'm just going to play all of them. That's what it looks like.
How would you think?
We've got 4 midfielders on right now. We've got no width whatsoever.
Okay, see more width.
Either you go to a 5 at the back and you play full-backs and bring on a Garlo, yeah, someone with a bit of physical presence, or you go into a 4-3-3, bring a Garlo down the middle, yeah, put Martial on the left and put Mason on the right. But what we're doing right now is we've got 4 central midfielders against the Everton team. Why? This does not make any sense to me.
So they're playing 4-4-2 still, yeah?
Yeah.
Really...
So that means they've got 2 central midfielders and we're playing 4 central midfielders, yet they've got the ball and we don't. What is this? This is a tactical nightmare. This is what it's a mess. There's nothing going on.
Has Martial's involvement been in the game? Because I've not heard his name.
He's been in and out of the game, but so is Mason as well, our attackers. They've just been in and out of the game. Our midfielders have just been on the ball.
There we go.
Our man have been undone by 1 straight ball, and we've got 4 central midfielders on the pitch. It's a joke.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin testing De Gea's resolve.
There's no balance in this team. Like, I don't know what he's done.
But that's what they're trying to do, Everton, I think, is pick it, look at that straight away,
in between the
turn
lines,
them
in between
away.
the 2 centre-halves, and look at Maguire towing the caravan. I told you, mate.
But Maguire, to be fair to him, he's got across, and he showed him outside. So now as a goalkeeper, I'm saying...
He looks like he's got a parachute on his back,
But
mate.
at least he's saying, because you have to delay a bit to make sure people can get back. And he's saying to you, David De Gea, I'm going to cut off this half of the
so
goal.
now you
do the
got
rest,
a save to make.
And he's made his foot save. The only way that beat him there, I think, was he squeezed it through his legs.
Absolutely.
But that's what you don't want.
But look
you
how
don't
easy he's just ran between both centre-backs. And then... You know what I mean? He does what it says on the tin, mate.
You saw it in the first half. They just want to turn you quickly.
Yeah.
And they're not even looking up, are they? Just down the channels, bang, and that's going to...
Exactly. And for a team like that, we need some sort of width or something like that. What's the point in having 4 central midfielders on against this Everton team? Because we look like we can concede it.
Are we doing Everton a bit of a disservice here? Because this was an Everton side that did not deserve to lose to Arsenal the other week. Again, like I said, in the ascendancy
Everton
here.
not doing anything spectacular.
But Everton, so since Duncan Ferguson took over Everton, this is my opinion watching it. They've gone 4-4-2, not complicate it, play to their strengths, got the fans on board, okay? Play into term, use that, look for free kicks and win.
But to marry up with that simplification of the game, Ancelotti is getting more, undoubtedly, out of that personnel. They are playing with a little bit of swagger sometimes.
So they're playing with all the players who they know their jobs. Clear. Don't mess it around. All you want as a player is to know your role.
Are we saying there's a clarity at Everton that's lacking at Manchester United?
But that's what I've been saying. They've got one of the best managers in the league, mate.
Penalty? What are Everton asking for here?
A free kick. But a handball, I think they've given.
It is.
Don Carlo, man. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like with United, there's no plan, there's no idea. I'm seeing these guys chipping balls in bins in training, mate. It's a shambles. It's just open.
I haven't seen that. I can't comment on that.
You can do sometimes.
Yes, Tanganga.
Let's all, like, sometimes.
When we're winning, let's chip balls in bins.
No, but sometimes, he's dislocated his shoulder again. Traore, he keeps dislocating his shoulder. Dislocated against Man U.
How? How did he?
Because it keeps popping out.
And
look, he's done it again.
How? I mean, it is carrying
Maybe you should start doing weights, mate. I told you about this guy.
Maguire had the thing, and then he'd been managing it. So this is
interesting.
You
think it's happened here?
This man is swallowing 5 flipping 20 kg dumbbells.
He'll have a little touch on his shoulder and he'll have popped out.
We'll come back to the Wolves game just after the Sigurdsson free kick. Let's stay with Rance for this because it's dangerous and it's hit the wall.
Look, a little touch on his arm.
There's nothing on him as well.
Yeah, no, his shoulders come out.
Proper innocuous, that one.
But it keeps happening. So sooner or later he's going to have surgery. But
against Tanganga tried to push it back in.
Against Manchester United, he had it popped back in and he continued to play.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They'll pop it back in. Look, it's back in.
And he'll keep going.
It's that loose that it can come out.
So I've had loads of friends who had it. So sooner or later, I imagine they'll have to have surgery
in the off-season. Because it has been, like you said, extremely important to Wolves' search for European football.
Oh my gosh. Raul, bruv.
How is Nuno evolved?
Give the ball to Gio, he will score. You know that right there. Argentine. Give the ball to Gio every time.
Down the right-hand side.
So how has Nuno evolved Traore's game then?
Well, I think the player has to buy into it. You look at the raw attributes, which he's got.
Is that not
pace,
a foul?
Power.
That was a great touch
go
by
left
Harry
foot,
Winks.
right foot.
My
but
days.
End product was a big thing. So the players has to want to buy into it. You have to look at him, put him in the, take the time with him, and look at in clips in the classroom and everything else, in the training ground, little individual.
Can't someone say man on?
Is he individual learning plans, doing little bits.
Yeah, his decision making has been so much better, hasn't it? Is that something that they've really honed in on?
Yeah, but he's played on the right wing back. He's played as a 10, so the system suits him. So you fit a profile of player, like I was saying to Rance. You got a profile of player, the age, coachability, the thing to fit your system. And then work with it, and it's taken just over a year. And now he's the man. Here we go.
God.
Here we go.
Oh my God!
Expression!
Oh, he got skinned!
Yeah! Come on! Wolves, ain't we?
We're back, baby!
3-2 expressions. Come on.
Give the ball to Raul and he will score. Thank you very much.
How good has that man been for Wolves this campaign?
He sent him for a Snickers, mate.
Another player.
Hot dog, Snickers.
He's gone for the whole lot. He's gone for the whole lot but again, look at that. Jota, so the two up front. Jota, combination.
Look how he sent him.
But there, put the brakes on. But that's what I'm saying. Is that Tanganga?
That is Tanganga. He's
love him to bits. He can't commit himself there.
Yeah, he sold him there.
Stay on your feet. So I'm saying here as a goalkeeper.
He slipped, blood.
No, he's gone in for the block.
And
then as soon as he does that, opens it up for Raul, right? And that's what we believe, yeah? So go and do your little celebration now. Okay.
You see what I mean? This guy was behind, and not at one point did he look worried because his team have a plan. My team is a shambles.
That goal was all about Diego Jota, really, wasn't it?
But how many times have they combined?
Yeah.
They were brilliant. And who did you used to have? Robbie Keane and Berbatov.
Yeah.
Yeah? You got a big man and a smaller man.
Yeah, you need it.
They've really combined well together. And that is what you've got there with Diogo. And Traore's coming off now. But what Wolves are good at doing as well is they are good at now seeing, they're good at controlling the opposition without the ball. And the more Tottenham will have to come onto them, Neto's coming on, pace again.
Yeah.
There's a real identity to the Wolves players. So, anyway.
There's going to be more goals than that one.
I'm seeing it, bro. This is a joke.
Chin up.
And he's made... And Solskjaer's made the change that I said as well. He's brought on Agallo, he's brought Matter on the right wing, and he's put Martial out to the left. But you're doing that after 70 minutes, mate. And you played all 4 of your fit central midfielders, so now you can't change it in there. It's a shambles.
I think we need to get a price boost on the odds of expressions shedding a tear in this game, because look at that face.
Blood, it's my birthday tomorrow, you know.
Oh, no, Jose! He's
I'm going to Amsterdam
birthday.
anyway, blood. It is what it is, fam.
There's no sentiment. And I asked you before, had you bought your tissue to dry those tears, didn't I? Remember? So I just hope, because I'm very confident that the Wolves team now will be able to see it out. But on a serious note, is that the most open you've seen a Jose Mourinho team since you've come in?
We concede goals every game, bro. If Jose scored 50 goals since he's been here, he's conceded 49.
Yeah, this hasn't been a new thing for Jose.
Well, listen, since Jose lost his number 2,
the one thing Jose does is
well.
park the bus, innit? And if he can't get the defence right, you get me? Because defence is the one thing that he's got, you know me? Jose's got a defence, and then people, they got players that just do things for themselves. But Jose ain't never really been an attacking team, do you know what I mean?
Jose, Rui Faria, as soon as he left Jose, our defence died.
Can't even get the defence right,
Jose is a fraud, bruv. I'm telling you, Rui is the defensive mastermind.
I'll tell you what, you're banging the pressure in.
No, I told you, bro. They'll score from a set piece, we'll lose this. I can feel it. I feel sick, bro. My stomach is I feel sick.
And now you're bringing on regular.
This side of the studio is really not in a good state.
I've seen this movie so many times. I've seen this movie, and then at the end of the game,
who's that?
Ollie's going to say, I'm proud of the boys.
Man
and
took off Tanganga, innit? So
and say how unlucky we were, bro.
Ollie always looks so pleased after a defeat as well.
Ollie will say how unlucky we were, and this, that, and the other, and missed chances.
It wasn't our day.
Ole Gunnar has come on, and we need a sick bucket on this side of the studio.
And some tears.
We need tissues.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we need the tears for the
man are
tissues.
something else, bro.
But you talk about the bench from Wolves. So Neto's come on, so you got a like in trial. You get his shoulder right. Again, we got pace. But also now what you're going to see is
Love that Bruno.
come on. The dunk will come on for sure.
Good pace from Bruno.
Yeah. He's underrated for pace.
Bruno, fantastic ball. Already occupying a good position there. All of a sudden, a bit more focal point, like you said.
Yeah, when you've got a striker that just wants to do that, bro, and then play Martial from the left. But it shouldn't take you 70 minutes to realise that, man. You've been a manager for 10 years, mate. It's not good enough.
How good is that from Leighton Baines?
It's brilliant, bro.
That is fantastic because
he'll be due his bloody
at 36.
His freedom pass, isn't it? Like he's been about.
But that was desire, but that was also intelligence because he recognised, and that's where Calvert-Lewin, by the way, heading the ball away. He's so good in both boxes.
Yeah.
He's been a real threat against you, but defensively
it's like Fernando Torres in the front post.
So good. Ooh. But going back to Leighton Baines, he realised the only person that was going to be a problem there was Agallo.
Yeah.
So he had a look, did the
across,
thing, and blocked. He didn't. You know, sometimes you see people blocking the wrong spaces. Like, no. Who's going to
That's
score
experience.
I mean, let's talk about the benches then, because you talk about the profile of players that come on. They marry up with the game plan, right? And it can be like for like, or it can be slightly different.
Because he's
we look at Manchester United's bench, we look at Tottenham's bench. The hat's off now. He's well and truly, his head is gone. And Ndombele coming on. Do you think he can impact this game? Expressions?
If he lasts.
What's happening with recruitment there? Because you broke the bank for him, yeah?
Yeah.
He's a fantastic.
I want him at our club. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, he broke the bank for him. Thought he was a great player in that. And then, bruv, I don't know. Like, it's like the man's just not playing. They're giving him 5 minutes, bruv. Like, get me. His contract is on airplane mode. Like, you know what
This is the PlayStation. This is when your mate picks up the PlayStation and smashes it. Or decides you put a cheat in or something.
I mean, yeah, him and Jose proceeded to fall out.
You know how long man spent in the makeup chair, bruv, and look, the bags have still come out. These men are killing me, bruv.
Diogo's gone up.
I'm glad you got Jose and not us. I'd tell you that.
So is this where Nuno manages the game by bringing Dendonckran now for Diogo?
I think there's a plan to it, and there'll always be a reason behind what he does. Now, look, there's still going to be a set piece to defend, but we've got a 6-foot-odd player on now. Now,
I think Nuno will still have an eye on grabbing another one too.
So I want to see us just deal with this. Go on, Rui. But we'll see how this game pans out, okay, and how it finishes. But one of the things we talked about Nuno and where's he going to go.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing him. He's taking on Mourinho.
He's a proper tactician, yeah.
You know, you've seen what he's done against Manchester United over the last few seasons. I believe
he's good enough to manage Manchester United. Is that what we're building towards?
Well, what I'm saying is, I would love Wolves to get in the Champions League because I think you might need that to match the ambition and the calibre.
So you're saying he's almost outgrowing the club at the moment?
I think that Wolves are a fantastic club, but everybody has ambitions. So if Wolves aren't going to be in the Champions League, if he will have a conversation, what are you going to give me in the summer?
What
has to be more money.
What better time to strike than now as well? With
it
all
has
the
to be
top
more
sides
money.
beside themselves.
You've got a fantastic Manchester City so it might go to 5th place, like we said. You've got fantastic players who are really, really good age. You've got really good owners. You've got an unbelievable fan base that just love him. And it's a big club. They're going to make the stadium even bigger. So it's a time when you go, isn't it, as a manager, and say, right, what are you going to give me in the summer?
So I think that's what he's waiting for, to sign the contract. I think he signs the contract, but I think if he gets Champions League football, it puts him in a better negotiation. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's just waiting, but I don't see him leaving. I think that he's happy there. He's building the team in his own image. It would be the wrong time to leave.
It's going to be very difficult for Wolves to replace him as well, because I'm not quite sure because they're aiming to be a Champions League club. I'm not quite sure that they're able to get a Champions League level manager just yet, because they haven't made it consistently at that level.
But maybe, I mean, with Carlo Ancelotti going to Everton,
true.
The money's there for Wolves to get the thing, but I think that the team's so well built in his own image. Yeah, if you bring someone in that has a different philosophy,
But you know, our director of football has
problem.
gone. In Kev Farwell, has gone over to New York. The head of medicine, who was head of medicine, has gone to LA.
What are you talking about, Red?
Some very important people that are key to some of the
pieces
work
in the puzzle of
So I just think with Nuno, look, he's fantastic. He is, and
you think there might
key.
be approaching a bit of a crossroads?
It could be that case. I just think he's pivotal. You've seen what happens when big managers go. He's been the work
Especially
he's done
if
in
you don't
such
have
a
a
short space of time. So I pray he stays.
Would you take Nuno Tottenham Hotspur at the end of the season?
What, sack Mourinho already?
Yeah, he's done out here, bro. I told you.
To be fair, I didn't want Mourinho. Like it's one of them ones where
Mourinho, you didn't want
no, bro. No, I'll be real. I've got him. I've got to support him, innit? But I didn't want him. You get me? I knew what he was about. I knew how many vehicles he was going to park on the pitch. I knew about the fossil football. I knew about it all. Do you know what I mean? It's like man had to steal a next man's playbook and all of that. Like, you know what I mean? He's not out here, fam. But now we got him. It's a thing where I just got to go with what he brings to the dance, innit? You get me? He can walk in the changing rooms. The one thing Mourinho's got over Poch is the fact that Poch, it's like the players just stopped listening to him. Said, you know what? We've been burning each other out. We've been training here, doing this with you for years. Do you know what I mean? You've won nothing. And you won nothing before you even came here. So why should I listen to you? Mourinho can walk in the changes room, put up their three fingers, be like, listen, man's done this.
So what's been your opinion of his reign so far then? Is he outperforming expectations?
When it rains, it pours, fam. That's it. Do you know them way there? Of course I would take Nuno, fam. I would take Nuno, but Mourinho, they ain't gonna sack him. We ain't got money like that. I reckon Amazon paid off Pochettino, fam, because Daniel Levy ain't giving him that much money to leave. You know what I mean? We don't spend money like that. You know they're doing the Amazon documentary. Yeah. I reckon they did it for the views, fam. Do you know what I mean? Because they're going to sell like DVD. They're going to see Poch get sacked and they'll make their money back. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to see that.
So Fernandes has just come on for you. Your
GED, yeah. My bro.
Why has he not started as much?
You know what? Yeah. I don't even know where he plays. That's what it is.
Well, he was going to be this midfielder, wasn't he, as well?
Bro, we needed a DM. Yeah,
he's meant to be similar to Fred.
We needed a DM. We need a DM. That's the reason why our defence is so open, because we need a DM.
He started a few times.
I thought he was a DM. He's a centre midfielder.
I thought he was more of a central player.
Yeah, he is, but I feel like it's quite difficult to judge him just yet because he didn't play that much football in the last year at Benfica. He was known as their, along with João Felix, their shining light in their academy. But
this is what I like about Wolves, man. When they attack,
so big pressure on him to try and recapture some form in a new league, in a new system.
Yeah, so you think maybe next season?
Next season's probably his.
But Rance, you're going to be nervous, mate, because you are inviting pressure
after
pressure.
I told you, bro. The 2-1. It's written, bro. They're going to score from a set piece.
How many more balls can you?
That we can't keep talking about.
I mean, that has been the most common theme of the second half. It's
percentage football.
Leighton Baines standing over the ball, Gylfi Sigurdsson standing over the ball in promising positions. They need to cash in.
In football, yeah, a big chance always comes. Something will drop to something.
But Maguire again, he's got a magnet in that head.
He has.
Okay.
It's going to be a corner now. I'll tell you what.
It's another corner as Sidibe's effort
percentage
rattles
football.
off
We
Luke
can't
Shaw.
keep clearing them. One of them's going to drop to someone.
I'm starting to sympathise with Rance's sort of exasperated tone towards the last 10 minutes of this game.
Especially as the first half showed a bit of
promise. Bro, I'm fuming,
Yeah.
and this is why United fans get sucked in. Do not get sucked in, mate. Don't get sucked in. Because that's what happens, and you see football like this.
They build you up and then...
Get out of here. Do not get sucked in.
I mean, a slightly odd hypothetical, but would you take Carlo Ancelotti at Manchester United right now?
I would have taken Carlo, but I want Poch. I don't care. I'm sold on this Pochettino thing. I don't want no one else. But Carlo's way better than
Again, he's ridiculous.
How many headers is that now? 5, 6?
Moise Keane now on the pitch, of course, if we didn't mention that already.
Got a good question in from Dennis Gattamo.
Fire away.
Who wants to know, Matt, who do you think is the most underrated goalkeeper in the Premier League? So not one that doesn't necessarily get all the plaudits.
Okay. So, I think the level of goalkeeping is very good. I think Tim Krul has been outstanding for Norwich.
Gaeta, Crystal Palace?
Gaeta is in top draw. Those sort of goalkeepers, I feel that if any of those... I think if Norwich went down, someone could have a look at Krul again. I'm not saying he's underrated because of hearing what Rance is saying. But there's England, the future's bright for English goalkeeping. Because I think Ramsdale and Henderson
Ramsdale's really impressive.
will end up having a real battle. Obviously, you've got the top draw one, so underrated. I don't know, because I watch them and I think I give all these. So I think Ben Foster's about standing, obviously, he's older. But the one that. So I'm really excited because they're English about Henderson and Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
nice. I agree. Ramsdale's really made that position his own because even last year it was like Begovic, Travers, Ramsdale.
AFC Wimbledon. Yeah. I was commentating.
And they've changed around a lot of keepers in the last few years because you've seen Artur Buric be there as well. But now Ramsdale's in a difficult year for Bournemouth has really kept them in it.
And it looks like his players have look at him now and accept him as a number one. Yeah, don't.
You see that confidence with the back four.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That relationship. Great question. Keep them coming, Diggy. We'll get them. We'll pepper the guys with them after the final whistle. But let's stick with the games then for the final 5 minutes.
Another bloody set piece, man. It's getting uncomfortable.
Expressions. What's the last couple of minutes been like at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? That name needs to get changed as well.
Boy.
It's horrible,
it's the end of the road like Boys to Men, fam. I'm finished, bruv. I'm just done out here, bruv. These man, obviously, I'm not... You know what? As much as we're losing, I rate Wolves as a team. You lot play some good football, innit? It's not like we played bad, you know what I'm saying? But our defence is just... Bruv, it's open. 24 hours as the defence. That's what it is, fam. Do you know them way there?
The ability to find an analogy for everything. I know. It's outstanding. Well
we need an investment. We need investment, bro. This team is not good enough, innit? That's what it is.
Despite spending money on Bergwijn, Gedson Fernandes, and Dombele Lo Celso.
We need a DM, bro. You know what?
Who'd you go out there and buy?
Bro, I went on Sky Sports before we even bought Bergwijn, Fernandes, and all of them, and it was like, who do you need to buy? Yeah. I never said a left winger. I'm not saying they should have listened to man, but I never said a left winger, and man definitely didn't say a centre midfielder. We needed a DM and our defence addressed. That's what we needed.
Especially
I don't understand.
Leaving, yeah.
Like I said, we've got nothing in the middle, like a Premier League pack of polos, blood. That's what I said, yeah. We need something, a DM to sit in front of the defenders. You know what I mean? Because Eric Dyer, yeah.
Who are you thinking then? Who's on your shopping list?
Corner.
Who's on my shopping list?
We're going to concede, bro.
See, to be fair, yeah, I didn't really have anyone in mind, you know, them way there, but I'm not, you get me, I'm not at home playing Football Manager. You, man, do your jobs. You know, them way there. No, I do your jobs, innit?
But that's where recruitment is key. So you have to have a succession plan. Recruitment's key. So, and I'll we'll talk about certain teams. So, for example, as I said to you with Wolves, with Sheffield United, whatever you want to say, there's a profile to how they play, who fits what. Yeah. Okay, and the culture that you're creating, you know the money you can spend, what you want to do is your model that you bring in, you develop, and you sell on.
Yeah, I mean, look at Sander Berg. He would have improved this Tottenham side. Who Tottenham recruited from? Was it Genk or Ghent, Duga?
Genk.
So, do you know what I'm saying? So you have a look at these players, you look at what you're doing. Now, the only player that I can think of in this Wolves team that's going to come out of contract in a year is Willy Boly. He's top draw, so maybe you'd lose him on the cheap. The rest of them gives you that control. So even if people talk about Crystal Palace or whatever with Zaha, because they're locked down to long contracts, it gives the clubs that bit of power.
Look at that.
And that's the problem with Tottenham. They've let too many players, and it's happened with Arsenal, get into players with a position, where the players are in too much power, and then you need a succession planning. So where's your next Dele Alli? Where's those sort of players coming through that are the gems that you're finding to go and push on?
I don't know about you, Dougie, but I thought they had a good summer. They might not have addressed every area. But are we looking now at a mismatch with the talent and the manager?
Yeah, well, I feel like they did have a very good summer. I think you're right to say that. But what we didn't really take into account was the sort of contract situations of some of the senior pros, the fact that they didn't feel their wages, their performances being rewarded by wages or trophies. So I think behind the scenes, there was quite a lot of issues that Champions League run last year really covered up. They didn't win an away game in the Premier League from January to May. And their form just continued this year under Pochettino. I think they got 25 points from 24 games. So he deserved to be fired. on the basis of that, albeit, leaves with his head held high, having transformed that club.
But is that his fault? He said he deserves to be fired.
What a ball for Mata.
We're in, lads! Oh, God, the line!
Who saved that?
Lordy.
Oh, Rance, what's happened there?
How did Pickford save that?
Unbelievable save.
Wow. He teleported himself there. That is unbelievable.
Cannot believe his eyes that Jordan Pickford, has he made amends here?
What a ball from Mata. Bruno sliced it.
Wow. What
that
a
is an
save!
unreal save.
That's just a complete reaction save with the feet.
Yeah, and looking at Gareth Southgate, because that's what he did, because the first one was the initial one. Going and he just got in the pick, and it doesn't matter. Keep it out of any part of your
Brilliant.
body.
Little wink there from Gareth.
Brilliant.
To say,
Okay, but if you nick this now, is that still smoothing over cracks?
If we nick this now, you'll get some fans, that haven't watched the game thinking that we played well. This has been a disgraceful this second half.
That bad?
It's been horrible.
Put it this way, Everton were in the relegation zone near enough when they went and
There you
Ancelotti
go.
took over.
Yeah.
And now look what he's done to them.
This has been horrible, bro. Even against Watford, we should have been 2-0 down before we scored.
There's some
I'm a realist.
similarities.
We haven't been good.
Okay.
Even when we're winning games, we haven't been good. Like, that's why I don't want these run of results to make people think everything's fine. And we don't need to change the manager, and we don't need to do things. Because that's what happens in football. Football fans are so damn...
You do hear from people in football.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Troy Parrott's coming on. We'll come over. As soon as Troy Parrott touches the ball, we'll go over to expressions
he's going left back.
some Troy Parrott analysis.
He's going left back anyway.
No, but you hear from people in football like Damien Kamala, who used to be sporting director at Tottenham, at Liverpool, that the Manchester United are still sold on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, on seeing out this project. So...
Ed Woodward called Louis van Gaal a genius and then sacked him 3 months later. So don't listen to any thing that he says.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
The day after he won the FA Cup.
If you are making the signings, you know...
If Ole's still the manager at the start of next season, then, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know where to go from there. I'm not switching clubs, but then it shows me my team are not serious.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, my. Oh, what a save! You've seen another great reaction saved by David De Gea this time.
He's going to be disallowed. He's going to be disallowed.
Surely he's lying offside.
Yeah, they'll disallow that.
Really?
They'll disallow that.
Harry Maguire's going over to the line.
Because
that's not going to get disallowed. We've had too much luck with VAR this season. We're not going to get it.
Because it's effective. There's no way.
There you've secured Everton the point.
No, but the deflection beat De Gea. I don't think it was a player.
No, but the guy line on the floor is affecting De Gea's eye line of the ball. That goal.
VAR this. Let's get the VAR right.
I think De Gea don't stop that.
I think they'll disallow it.
The referee's just consulting the lines at the minute. David De Gea is over there, so he clearly
I
feels like something.
I don't feel like
Matt Murray
De Gea
pretty
stops that
insistent.
anyway.
I need to see it again.
That's given against me. I'm fuming.
Matt Murray just picked up the pen. Something's about to go down.
I'm just writing down about Podence coming on for Man United and for Wolves and Raul going off and Wolves just trying to run down the clock.
Love it.
But I just feel.
Okay. Is that Lucas Moura almost in with the chance?
Here we go.
There?
Shot.
It looks like a handball.
Massive deflection. But look at him. Who's that lying on the floor?
Sigurdsson.
He moves his legs out the way.
He hasn't touched it.
He doesn't touch it. He's in that
De Gea
eye line.
didn't dive.
Yeah, but you're telling me that doesn't affect David De Gea's eye line when Sigurdsson's lying in front of him like that.
It's clearly a distraction, but does it affect his eye line?
Also,
I don't think it affects his eye line. He's on the floor. It doesn't affect
the
his eye
ruling
line.
now is that he has to make an attempt to hit it, I think, gentlemen.
Then I pulled away from
offside, thank you.
Offside.
Okay, it's offside. It's offside. And Lucas Moura expressions almost bringing you back in it there at the death.
There's a little chance, boy. I think did it hit his hand?
No.
Yes, it did.
Come on, man.
Yes, it did.
Where's he meant to put them?
Bro, what do you mean? Where you talking?
What did I tell you about Connor Cody?
The size of Santos' hands, bruv.
Connor Cody's my boy, man. You can't do anything against Connor Cody. And there's Connor Cody again. Yes, positioning. He's the wall. He's unbelievable.
We've been so crap. I don't want to hear anyone come out with any excuses after this, man, because this is a joke.
But he had to disallow that because I know I tried to move out the
understand.
way.
You know the letter of the law.
But but it's open to interpretation. So I can hear what you guys are saying. That De Gea can still see it.
Yeah, he can still see it, and he's getting nowhere near it.
The deflection has wrong-footed him.
Yeah.
And he could still pick up the ball, but still, when someone's lying in
I get that.
in the goal,
I get that.
It's really unfortunate though, because if he wasn't sitting there, he wouldn't have saved it.
He wouldn't have saved it anyway.
He wouldn't have.
It's just pure luck.
He wouldn't have, and it's not like it went through his legs or something like that. The geezer was on the floor. You're standing up. There's no way you can't see the ball.
Yeah.
The deflection's
Look, it's a get out of jail.
It was massive. And United have been getting out of jail for months now.
Manchester United now looking to leave Goodison Park with with a point.
Oh, hanging on.
Another corner.
Yeah, I would say so on the balance of play. We've been rubbish. Do you know what I mean?
Rance, how many corners have they had? Maybe like 8, 9, and free kicks.
And I bet you Harry Maguire heads it clear.
Here we have it. One last corner from Leighton Baines. Come on, the Toffees. Sorry, Rance. Come on, the Toffees. Let's have some drama at the end here. Leighton Baines to deliver. It's a good corner as well. Oh! Narrowly over, convincingly over. I think that was Richarlison.
That's the end.
A block, by the way. That was Matt Doherty. What a block.
I'll just come back to you in a second, Matt, because that is full time at Goodison Park. Carlo Ancelotti probably slightly aggrieved there not to get all 3 points. Suspect goalkeeping for both goals. However, both keepers making up in the end with outstanding saves with their feet. Matt, you were talking of a chance at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, to be fair to Tottenham, they're trying everything to get back into it. And I think if you're going to go to and win away at Tottenham, you have to show a bit of everything. The quality going forward, but also that desire. Sometimes maybe a bit of gamesmanship. You've just seen Dendoncker pull back Lo Celso there. But what happened was Tottenham getting bodies forward. Lo Celso lays a ball across. And there's Winks coming on just inside the box. Gone for a right foot finish to try and curl it. But
Sorry,
Doherty
Matt,
slid in and blocked
just to interrupt, Carlo Ancelotti's just been sent off by the ref for confronting him after. So some drama at the very end of the game. Full-time Tottenham Wolves. The visitors secure the points.
Massive expressions. Come on, you got to be humble in defeat as well. Happy birthday, my friend.
Don't break my hand, man.
I feel like we should apologise for having you boys on. You look so crestfallen. Look how sad the pair
no, they were great.
Right, full-time scenes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Get your questions in. We'll have some quick-fire ones to round off the show. Is that how we saw today panning out? The race for top 4. The winners are Wolves. And Matt Murray's in absolute stitches.
I think Wolves deserve Europe. We're ahead of both of our teams because we're rubbish.
What a time we live in where Wolves deserve Champions League football over Manchester United.
Only 3 points off Chelsea now.
Yeah.
That means you're above us now.
No, you're
joint
above
on points.
I've got it here. You're above on goal difference.
Yeah.
We'll be going through the table later just to clear things up. But for now, Matt Murray's he's laughing his way out the studio.
You know what it is? It's just the contrast of emotions you go through being a football fan, you know. And 1 minute you're destroying the set.
Especially when you got expressions shouting in your face.
1 minute you're trying to kill the people sit opposite.
And then suddenly you've been put on mute. I don't know what's happened. But sometimes when you need your brother next to you to help you.
I told you we could suffer together, bro. I told you. It's fine, isn't it?
You know, but as you say, Wolves, on a Wolves point of view, it is an unbelievable journey. And 6-7 years ago in League One.
Amazing.
You know, everything going on and all going off, and Kenny Jackett starts a journey going back up. Only last season they're in a Champions League final. It's mad. It is mad what you're seeing, and Nuno has to take a lot of credit. And for all those fans that have travelled down there, know those tickets were like absolute gold dust to go there. But they've not panicked. They stuck to a game plan in the last 16 of the Europa, going to Tottenham back-to-back seasons and winning away. Coming from behind and winning away.
And no European hangover, it would seem, this season.
And that's great when you go away. And I know he's able to make the 5 changes, but because they blew them away in the first leg 4. Manchester United, obviously, and Bruges didn't, you know.
Yeah, we didn't do the job.
And maybe they could.
Again, we were lucky in that game because Martial got a goal, breakaway goal, but we were behind. Do you know what I mean? We've been papering cracks over for ages. That's why, none of this doesn't surprise me.
So for Wolves, it's really bright. So I'd love Nuno to sign a new deal.
Yeah,
but for everybody, when we're talking fans, players, everybody.
Also, this is another get-out for Chelsea and Leicester, who have been slipping in recent weeks. Yes, Wolves have pegged back Manchester United and Tottenham. I believe they're now level on points with Manchester United. We'll give you the table in just a second. But teams who probably don't deserve to have secured European football. I think Leicester are, 3 wins in the last 12 now?
Yeah, but you still look at Leicester from last season. Everyone was talking about them all racing for that 7th spot, weren't they? It was between Wolves, Leicester, Watford, Albury going for that.
Breaking into the top 6 at the start of the season. Yeah, that was
the thing is with Leicester, though, they aren't battling in Europe. The other teams are battling in Europe, going for that. But I still think Brendan Rodgers done a good job, some really good recruitment, kept players, again, a clear identity to what they do. But they're going to have to they're going to have to rally
have to
again.
tweak
But
a
Wolves
few
play
things.
Brighton next.
For sure.
But
Wolves
Leicester
play
looks
Brighton
like
next.
form, though. I think that they'll recover from the run that they're on.
Get
It just
Vardy.
looks
Especially
like
with Ndidi coming back.
It just looks
and
like a bit of
Vardy.
I was
bad
going to say,
form. It
massive
doesn't look
injuries.
like...
Ndidi's there, like
But he's the best DM in the league for
sure.
me. Like,
I mean,
Would
that's
you
a
like to see
Manchester
him-
United should
yeah,
sign
he's
him. Start the season.
Vardy going off
Yeah,
the ball,
him.
then getting injured as well.
Ndidi for sure.
There's a combination of factors.
Vardy and Ndidi are Leicester's Champions League components, aren't
We're
they? There's
going
some
after
very,
Madison.
very good
We
players
should
in
be
that
going
team,
after
but-
Ndidi. Like, for
And
me,
expressions, what do you think in all this, mate?
Right, on that note, let's go to the table. Right, here we go. Liverpool sitting pretty at the top. Manchester City, not just behind them, they're just ahead of Leicester, let's say. Chelsea and Leicester remain... European football remains perfectly, on for them, despite the fact that Manchester United, Wolves and Tottenham have narrowed the gap in recent weeks. It's starting to open up yet again. So Wolves now level on points with Manchester United, 5 behind in terms of goal difference, edging ahead of Tottenham now. Same amount of games played, 2 points to the good. Sheffield United could go above all of them with a win in their next fixture. My, Burnley are only 2 points behind Tottenham. What is going on?
What is going
on in that top
Kelbrook
half?
FC, bruv.
Right, let's go to the bottom then,
Burnley.
because everyone has lost their minds. Everton, I think a little bit unfortunate only to get a point from today. Much improved under Carlo Ancelotti, and they'll feel that they've started off that tough run of fixtures in pretty good
They're
fashion.
looking back at the goal.
We can see scenes, behind the scenes at Everton now, with Calvert-Lewin checking that goal. He's in sheer disbelief that it's been disallowed. Crystal Palace, that win over Brighton.
Look at him, he's like, nah, no.
Securing 12th for them. The rest of the table kind of as is, gentlemen, apart from Watford, which we spoke about at the start of the show, didn't we? The Great Escape continues under Nigel Pearson. Wow, totally breathless. It's very hard to absorb the top four, the complexion of that top four, isn't it, at the moment, Matt?
Yeah, it is, and as you're saying, but all the teams will show they can put runs together, but they can also, because you thought a bit ago Chelsea were going to just run away with it, but they've got some young players. They've had a difficult time. How are they going to react from the Champions League? So that will work one way or the other. They're probably going to go out, so now they can fully focus on it, or it will absolutely really knock the stuff out.
I think
of
that
them.
could work for them.
Yeah, you think
United
it will?
still
Yeah.
in Europe, Chelsea don't have the squad to really do both. They don't have to worry about that now, and they keep dropping points, and we can't capitalize.
But you say about the squad, but I keep talking about Wolves, but Wolves' squad is very small. They
I
keep
know.
using
He
the
only
same players.
uses a very small amount of players.
So again, credit what he's doing. So
He's managing it very well.
yeah, so I think that it is the most open race you've seen, and you keep saying, Chris Wilder, if Sheffield United win, they go above Manchester United.
After 28 games of the season.
It is absolutely top,
I think every football
He's
fan
not getting enough credit for what he's doing.
has been expecting the kind of traditional top six to sort house as the season has gone along for these teething problems to have resolved themselves by this point. Not been the case. I mean, we might see a backlash in the summer where big teams go out and spend a lot of money, but for now, the European football dream remains on. And do you think, Sheffield United, who could argue they deserve it?
They
don't deserve it.
And they've taken a lot of those players from League One. League One through the Championship, a real clear identity to how they play. You see overlapping centre-backs. Chris Wilder, the journey he's been on as a manager, I think he was managing Ireland or somewhere, come through, worked it out, all the promotions, whether it's with Northampton, Sheffield United, I think there was somebody else in there that I can't, but back to back maybe with Northampton, we had all these promotions.
Yeah, 5 in 4 years, I think.
Yeah, real clear identity to what he
years,
does. The way the players fit the culture. He works hard, he's due diligence, and it's genius, really, what he's doing. There's rarely that his team get blown away. But what they do, and it'll be interesting, they work so hard as well. They play quality. And I thought Everton looked like their work rate was bang at it today. And that's something as a fan you always want to see, and then it gives you the platform for the talent. So tactics, formation, but work rate and desire is massive.
So Everton didn't do anything amazing. I mean, there's a lot of straight balls into the channel, but the facts are they look drilled, innit? And that's my biggest problem with my team. They don't look drilled. It's been over a year with this manager. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
So we're talking about these outside opportunities for teams to qualify for Europe, and Europa League's probably more realistic. But do we see third and fourth changing, despite Leicester slipping in recent weeks, despite Chelsea looking a little bit more vulnerable? Do we actually see them slipping because they've presented the teams below them with enough opportunities, haven't they, guys?
I think
so. Do you see that top?
They'll get their form back. I think it's a form thing. Chelsea don't have to worry about Europe. That will help. You know what I mean? They've had injuries as well. Cool. And I just think Leicester again, injuries. When players will come back, they'll pick up because they have a clear way of playing. They know what they're doing. I don't see them not finishing first.
No, I think Leicester will be okay.
Yeah.
I think that Chelsea
are there for the taking, but who's taking it, mate? Because it's not us, and it's definitely not Arsenal. What are they, 10th?
Yeah, I think it's going to go.
It's not Tottenham.
I don't think it's Arsenal, but I think it's going to go to the wire, but there'll be a few twists and turns.
Yeah, I don't think the top 4 set, not at all, innit? Because I think Chelsea, as much as Chelsea are going out of Europe, for me, I weren't convinced with their team that they had at the start of the season. Yeah, they've been playing well in that, but with Chelsea, like, it's like they turn up for the games they want to turn up for. You get me? They turn up against the Tottenhams and that, and then you go and you get stuff like 4-0 by Bournemouth or whatever. That's what I'm saying. So Chelsea, they need to be up for the occasion, like the big games and that. So they could slip 100%, man.
They could, but it's just who's going to capitalise. I think it's more about the teams around Chelsea.
Yeah, you're right
Chelsea
about
themselves.
that.
And the fifth spot being potentially available, that does make it interesting, because if another team, I think every time a team that sneaks in, like Leicester, so with Leicester, nobody ever saw them winning the league.
Yeah.
Okay, but what that's allowed them to do is recruit some really good players, keep people under contract. Their training ground is going to go to the next level.
Yeah.
So all those things. So when you got owners like the Manchester City owners, like the Wolves owners that are going to be on the journey for a long, long time, that's when you get excited
Leicester,
about people.
They want to be a Champions League club, not just in terms of league finish, but the infrastructure as well, right? And I mean, signing Yuri Tielemans was a huge statement in the summer.
Another one
a player who could have played for either of your clubs, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Good manager.
I'd love to have him.
There you
at our
go,
club,
40 million euros. I felt sick seeing him go there.
Good manager under contract. So when you've got a good manager under contract, from a player's point of view, and they go on and present to you, even you've seen it up the road with Steven Gerrard with Rangers, him being there and the way he will talk to people might sometimes convince a player from going there.
Lost the Hearts last night, didn't they? So
they did lose there.
That FA better uphold that Manchester City thing, bruv. You get me? Top 5 should be up for, you know what I mean? They better uphold that, because realistically, if Man City win anything this season, it's void, innit? Because you cheated, innit? That's pretty much what it is. You spent too much money.
But everyone knew City
cheated.
That's the ruling at the moment. Of course, it's got to be decided by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Before we go and hear from Harry Maguire, do you want to know your thoughts on third and fourth?
I think third's probably sewn up with Leicester, to be honest. I think even with their run of form, I can't see their run of form lasting for the next 10 games.
How could a team that's only won 3 and 12 have sewn up third position?
I know, it was that form before December. At one point, they were only 3 off Liverpool. I'm pretty sure. And then for fourth, I actually think it's going to be United. I think they're playing more consistently than Chelsea, despite Chelsea turning up for big games. Chelsea have huge injury issues as well. Tammy Abraham has really struggled for fitness in the last 2 months, struggled for goals when he's been available. Kante hasn't played for quite a while as well. And United, despite not playing well, have been picking up regular points in the last month. So I think it might be United, but it certainly won't be deserved.
And we can hear from their captain right now.
Harry, how huge is the relief that you come away with at least a point?
Well, yeah, big relief after obviously the controversy of the last goal. Probably an even game, fair result. We move on and got a lot of big games coming up.
It came off of you. No doubt in your mind it was offside?
No, I seen him lay down in front of David, so I don't know why the linesman's not put his flag up and then gone to check VAR after it, but it just gives the opponents time to go and celebrate. Everyone enjoying, the fans obviously, the emotion that they go through. So for me, the linesman's got to put his flag up, and then we react after on VAR. But no, there was no doubts in my mind that it was offside.
Good recovery from United after going behind so early and also in such a disappointing fashion.
Yeah, definitely. We've been really solid of late, kept numerous clean sheets, and to concede so early obviously is disappointing, especially when you come to a tough place like Goodison Park. So no, it was disappointing, but we bounced back brilliant in the first half. We dominated the game, created a lot of chances, and thoroughly deserved to come in level at half time. And then the second half, we weathered a little bit of a storm from them. They had numerous corners, etc. But like I said, I think a draw is a fair result in the end.
Well, with your performance, Harry, you picked up the man of the match. Well played.
Thank you.
How? Oh yeah, the headers, isn't it? He's clearing, yeah.
There we have it. Harry Maguire thinks that you dominated the game, mate. Would you agree with your captain there?
No, but I don't agree with him most of the time, to be fair, when he says these things. Like he said that we dominated the first half and created loads of chances. We had more of the possession, but we didn't create loads of chances. Bruno had loads of pot shots from outside the box, and he only hit the target with, I think, one of them, which he scored. So we didn't create loads of chances. I don't know what he classifies as a chance.
So we're the quality of chances up for debate here then?
Yeah, but this is it. Creating loads of chances. Like, no, if the goalkeeper's not working, you're not creating loads of chances, bro.
So it's interesting because Jeff's leading question was relieved to come away with a point, yet Maguire's talking about dominating.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't marry up.
Look, I'm watching the fantastic Wolves win, but obviously every time I glance there, it seemed
We
like
under the
Was Everton under pressure? Oh, not
particularly second half.
Yeah,
I think the momentum changed second half.
he hit the
right?
post with a free kick, Sigurdsson.
Yes, he did.
Obviously, brilliant save, double save from Pickford, but it looked like De Gea made a few saves with his feet.
He made one with his feet.
Goal
yeah,
disallowed for, I believe it's the correct
Well,
decision.
there you go.
Yeah, so it seemed...
And then him talking about saying we created loads of chances. Well, let's see, because they're showing only Everton chances on the screen now. So where did we create? The guy's deluded. I don't know, and I see it all the time. It's like Ollie's made it okay to lose and to draw, and like the level and the expectancy at the club is the bar's on the floor, mate. We're just stepping over it.
But it's interesting because the goal's disallowed for offside, but the save that De Gea made just seconds before it with his foot, that is top draw. And you asked about
I'd have to take that from you, man, because that looked complete instinct. It looked straight at his feet.
It's okay, but when someone shoots from 10 yards, if you look at it, it's not straight at him, he shoots his foot out to the right, and that's where De Gea's brought that in because he stays big, so anything up high he'll save there, and he down low he uses his feet. He made an awful mistake. We start Everton off.
But then you think the Pickford save was harder with his feet?
Yeah, but then he made a good save with his left. So what De Gea has done, though, is reacted. He's made an awful mistake, but he has reacted.
I think that one is...
Yeah, the Pickford save from Igalo. Because what
Igalo
he's done is he's made the save from Fernandes, Pickford, which takes a nick. He
stayed big.
So then he just gets across. Well, he just gets across and says, I'll get anything, I'll be in the picture. And from Igalo, 3 yards out, thinks he's nicked it for you, in your opinion.
It's unreal.
It's a great reaction.
The goalkeepers have done each other a favour, haven't they, in the end? They've not
flung
cost
the
their
leg out.
side of the game in either regard, and both kept them in it at the death. Let's have a couple of fan questions then before we tell you what we've got coming up, guys, in terms of the football social.
Khalid7 wants to know, who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot? I believe Aubameyang and Vardy are tied at the moment on 17.
Do you want to start us over this side of the studio? Golden Boot, expressions?
Boy.
You don't care about anything, do you?
No, you know what I mean? Like, get me? Obviously, I hate to say it, you know what I mean? But he obviously shared it with Mane and Salah last season. Them man who had athlete's foot with their Golden Boot, sharing it going between Anfield and London and that. But I think Aubameyang's got it, innit? To be honest, I do. I think he, come on, Arsenal don't play great football at all, but he just pops up and he scores goal after goal after goal.
Are Arsenal the biggest one-man side at the moment? Because Aubameyang, without them, they would be...
that's what I'm saying. They love to call us Harry Kane FC and all of them thing there. But when Kane comes out of the team, we had Son scoring goals, innit? Like, when Aubameyang was suspended...
You reached the Champions League final with that, Kane.
Yeah, when was suspended, Aubameyang, what were they doing? What were they doing?
But he's only got a year left, isn't he? So that's something that would consider.
He might be off to Barcelona.
A year in the summer.
But that's what I mean. Barca can get him in the summer. So the Richarlison...
So you're going to go Aubameyang?
I think Aubameyang...
It would have to be Aubameyang just because I feel like as a team... I just think that Arsenal they do create a lot of chances, and Aubameyang's just a goal scorer, man. Do you know what I mean?
Salah's 2 behind on 15. Ings is also on 15, and
Do you see what I
Mane's
mean?
on 13.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin now on 13 as well.
Indeed.
I can never rule out Aguero as well.
Yeah.
You can never rule him out, but I just think that Aubameyang, he just scores. That's all he does.
And he plays, doesn't he?
And he plays every game.
And
he plays every game. And Vardy does take
Aubameyang don't have to share any goals with anyone, innit? Because they look for him. When you're attacking spearhead, they look for Aubameyang. Lacazette's confidence is so low, they don't pass to him no more. So, Aubameyang's getting
I can see where you're going for him, but I still feel with Salah, or especially Aguero's got a 4-goal game in him.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Where he just goes...
Of course.
I'm trying to say, I think he's just got... Every now and again, he's got that game.
That's a great
Let's wrap this up then, guys. Everyone gets a one-word answer. Top goal scorer this season.
Arsenal striker.
Aubameyang. You going the same? Aguero, Dukes?
I'll go Aubameyang too.
All right, there we have it. A general consensus in the studio. Let's see what we've got coming up for you then. So, of course, it goes without saying you can watch all of the Premier League goals over on Sky Sports Football YouTube page from today, yesterday, and even that Friday night football. Although I'd probably dodge it if I was you. On Sunday, the 8th of March, we've got Man United versus Manchester City coming up on the Football Social. From 4 o'clock. Guys, thank you very much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Good job you wore that camouflage expressions. Thank you very much, Rance, for coming in. Albeit, you didn't get the result you wanted either. Matt, you leave with the cheese. You smile on his face.
Yeah.
And Doogie.
Done out here,
Class as
bruv. I
always.
swear
See you later,
you
guys.
always
Bye.
do this to me, bruv.
The yellow card rather inciting the crowd as well. I was celebrating with my technical area. I ain't got your celebration.
Right on cue. The floor is yours, man.
I'm going to be humble like that.
Bro, you're wearing an inner shirt. Like, sit down.
Yeah, you did shit. Come on.
Oh, come on, Brunaldo, mate.
Wow.
Here we go.
Well, hold that thought, expressions. Bruno Fernandes has brought Manchester United back into it.
Look, welcome to that would have been just before half time.
But it's Sunday, fam. I don't get post on Sunday. That's why he didn't deliver.
Oh my God! Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you mad, bro? Did you see the blood? Whip that blood! Yes! Yes! Come on! Another goal in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Sit down.
I am sitting down.
Desmond Tutu. You know that. We're right back in there. Okay. And you know what? Doherty, he must be sponsored by bleeding Amazon because he is delivering on a Sunday. Okay.
Who will win the Champions League? Big question.
Oh, one-word answers from everyone then.
What do we reckon? Expression? It's probably not going to be Spurs. Who do you reckon it's going to be?
What do you mean, Brad? We're still living, fam.
Good
We're
one,
still
man.
living. We ain't out of Europe. You know what I mean? This is a tactical nightmare. This is what this is. It's a mess.
Expression!
Oh, he got skinned!
Yeah!